Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
In the chat?
Well, I can hear you.
I've heard you.
To be honest, I don't know how Discord
New
works
game
either.
of telephone. Others have to relay what Lauren says. She said you guys should donate a lot more money than you are. Like chop simps.
Yeah.
Chop simps.
Quit being cheap.
OMG. I actually don't know what I've done to my stream.
Wait, yeah, Lauren, I can hear what you're saying. Hold up. Everyone be quiet. And I want Lauren just make a goofy sound into the thing.
Hello? Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you on Twitch.
Why can't you can hear me on Twitch? Okay,
yeah, I just went on Twitch. I clicked the link that you shared that we're on live on, and I can.
They're trolling you. They're just saying Mike
mutated. Okay, well, guys, I am this many. And
oh my god!
I've got this one.
Cheers!
I think someone just donated, but I can't see it.
I'm going sober until New Year's though, so.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I'm good.
Well, I don't drink often anyway, but you know, once in a while.
But when I do.
I think another person just donated, but I don't understand how this website works.
I don't know anything about
for a
Twitch.
headband.
All right. So we were just on Chrissy Meyer's podcast, and we were talking about all sorts of drama and shenanigans. She's got a wonderful podcast. You should go subscribe to it. Chrissy, you've like blown up in the last year, eh?
Stop it. Oh my God. It's weird hearing that because I feel like I'm the same.
Well,
I love that she said everyone, A at the end of
that.
Like
half the people here are your audience, but half are like new people who have no idea who anyone here is. So let's do a little introduction, Chrissy.
Oh yeah. Hello, my name is Chrissy Mayer. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I am the host of the Wet Spot on Compound Media Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and the Chrissy Mayer podcast. New episodes come out 4 days a week on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. I was briefly on America's Got Talent, Laughs on Fox. Megan Kelly podcast, Timcast.
You were on America's Got Talent? What did you do?
Oh yeah. America's Got Talent is not a comedian-friendly show. Unless you're a head-to-toe burn victim, they're not going to give you the time of day. You need to have the most brutal, savage, sad family background or story. Like everyone in your family needs to have beaten you to a pulp. That's the only way America's Got Talent will give you airtime. Is you're sad. And you're doing it for like everyone in your family is Mexican and starving to death.
Yeah, you have to be a victim of some sort.
Yeah,
to matter.
The pity
you have to be like born with a fucking tail and have a wheel for a leg. That's the only way America's Got Talent will have you back, you know. But I was briefly on it before they realized I didn't have enough fucking personal trauma to make it through to the finals.
Nice.
You should have just said you were trans.
Yeah.
I wish I had thought of that. This was like
that's how I got my Twitter back.
This was years ago before the trans thing really blew up.
How many years?
All right, Nina, who are you?
Yes,
who are you
my name is Nina Infinity, and I'm a YouTuber, and I have a show on Wednesdays where I talk about crazy clown world stuff and politics and all that kind of crazy stuff. And then on Fridays, I try to balance it out with a good news show, say that there's hope still in humanity. It's called Infinite Hope. So check me out on that channel. Thank you.
Love that. Ashton, and who's be you?
I'm the Walmart version of Lauren Southern.
Got it.
There.
She's hot though, so that's
You're not the
counts.
Target version. You're the Walmart version.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe I'm like more the Whole Foods version since I'm from Berkeley. But yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
I'm some version of her. I'm American version. I'm something. I've been compared to her my entire career. So.
What an honor.
Yeah, that's a
right?
good comparison.
Miss Brittany Venti.
Yeah, Twitch loves me. Anyway, I'm on YouTube. I live stream there now under Brittany Venti, and I'm a professional cage rattler. People get very mad at me, and usually I'm arguing with my chat for several hours, and I babysit. I'm kind of like a tard wrangler, if you will. So yeah, check me out. It's Brittany Venti.
That is true.
And Leanne.
I'm a conservative thought. And I talk about politics.
She's you may be the only person I know who actually self-identifies as a conservathought instead of is just called that.
She's so hot too, though.
I respect that.
Why?
She's
I've always wondered,
downplaying her
like,
hotness.
why not just like own the whole conservative thought thing? See, I was always afraid to just accept people calling me like a conservative thought, trad thought. I say we just
it's
go with it
hilarious.
because nobody
you for the
like will call
subs.
you that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Nobody will actually call you that or like, care to call you that if you just don't care and just go along
Yeah,
with
I
it.
could give a shit. I think it's hilarious.
Is somebody
I think it's
firing
funny,
up their
too.
microwave? What's all that beeping?
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
true.
my man's is hungry and I've been streaming all day with you lovely
Somebody
ladies,
making-
so-
She's literally streaming from the kitchen. She's got a microwave beside her and is turning it on.
Are you making a burrito bowl? What's happening?
He's making bagel
What?
bites.
She proved she was
Pizza
Are there
pops.
are there
Okay, wait, I have a question.
Are there jalapeno poppers coming out?
Pizza pocket.
I usually cook, but you guys have grasped my attention tonight. So I
Brittany-
made filet mignon yesterday, so
Am I gonna get banned from Twitch because you're banned?
Uh-oh.
I've been on other streams on Twitch and they were okay with it.
Yeah,
Wait, why'd you get banned?
Because she's too
Okay.
real.
So
Yeah.
other streams have streamed you and they didn't get banned.
Yes,
Okay.
in
All
recent
right.
time.
If I get banned, you heard it
Time
here
to-
know who to
first.
blame.
He owes you a Coke.
They'll probably
That
just
one.
ban me anyways. Leanne, you do OnlyFans. Explain that.
Explain it.
Explain
Explain it?
that.
Well, it's just me. I just do naked things.
She's
And-
so hot, and she's
What's
totally
the
down with
weirdest
it.
thing anybody's asked you to do? I think that's a fun question.
I don't know. It hasn't been recently. The weirdest thing was definitely the tampon thing.
Mm.
Sorry,
Oh no, wait! I
the
meant to say
tampon thing?
last
The tampon
Christmas,
thing.
I did a
Casually.
painting with my body, and someone asked if it was with my period blood, and I literally was like, "You are the
Oh.
weirdest motherfucker I've ever met." No,
Wait,
and I was like, "This
wait,
is
what-
your fault, feminist. This is your fault." Like that they
Mhm.
think that I'm gonna be painting with period blood. Like, are you out of your mind?
It's their
No,
fault.
Bitch
can afford paint.
disgusting.
So let
I was
Lauren,
me
like,
didn't
no,
you
it's
do that in the
not.
video?
Sorry. Like, what the fuck? Who asked that?
Do people actually do that?
Yes, these weird feminists. Yes, they absolutely do. They think it's like
too
cool.
down with
It's
themselves.
disgusting.
Lauren, didn't you like do that like as a troll in a video once?
yeah,
like, not
years
actually
ago
paint,
with blood all
like
over
years
me.
ago, like with Hillary. Yeah, I was just thinking
It was
about
with
that. was the
shoe
first
on
thing that
head.
popped
Yeah,
in
but
my head.
trolling is different. These people are serious. Like they seriously want that shit. And I'm like,
Okay,
why?
wait. Can you explain to me how you do I just wonder because you do like a mega OnlyFans thing. You have like a mega OnlyFans audience. How does that correlate? Like no judgment from me. I'm just curious like how you get subscribers that are like, "Oh, I'm openly like conservative right wing and I've subscribed to OnlyFans."
There's a lot actually. There's way more conservative people that pay for that shit than
Really?
They're the ones with all the money.
Well, that's because they make money.
yeah,
they don't
exactly.
suck off the government.
That's
The
why all
other
these
people
left
don't
people, I'm
make
like,
any
yo,
money.
you look at all these guys that work in the oil field, lose their job. How are you gonna make money on OnlyFans? Like that's who buys it. Like they
Yeah.
buy it. They have money.
Oil boys.
Oil boys.
Yep.
I suppose there
Yeah.
aren't that many people that are like, "Hi, I'm trans NB only." No, actually, there are a lot of trans OnlyFans people, I guess, too.
That's usually like the only kind of work they can do, a lot of them. So it's like very, yeah, there's a lot. I honestly don't do a lot on there. Like I don't post every day and stuff. And it's just me. Like I personally wouldn't do porn. I don't sleep with anyone. I slept with one
Ah.
person in 10 years. So like
Oh.
I don't do that, but I don't care about being naked. It just doesn't bother me. Like I don't care about that.
And
But I
you're
would never
funny
like
about it,
fuck
though.
someone.
You have like a,
Interesting.
you have a funny
I
video.
I know people may be thinking I'm saying interesting as if I'm considering this. Don't get too excited, y'all. I'm just,
No,
I'm
so come on,
genuinely
Mom. Yeah, we'll
curious.
just do some pictures together. It'll be fun.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
Mhm.
I don't do
thank
anything
you,
crazy on
Chicken
there, though.
God.
Like honestly, I just don't care about being naked. But I would never do porn or sleep with anyone. Or yeah, I'm like real weird about that.
No, I don't think that's weird. I think okay, here's a take I'll say that might not be very conservative. I think that OnlyFans has actually done a lot for reducing human trafficking and reducing abuse of women in the sex industry because a lot of that abuse came from the fact that they had managers and were being forced to do things by people higher up than them that were the gateway to the porn industry or whatever. And I think the porn industry in general is a very toxic, horrible sphere for women.
Yeah.
But OnlyFans took away that middleman, which
Yeah,
at the
it's way
very
better.
least, that, you know, if you want to get out of the industry or something, you actually have the rights to your own images to delete them and take down
Yeah.
your page. You actually are, there's no middleman between there. So while there are a lot of conservatives that are like porn in general is evil, yeah, no, I don't like it. Not a fan. Sorry, Leanne. It's not, for me, I think it's not healthy for people. But in the
Just
case
give
of
it a try.
OnlyFans, I think that there is at least, it's taken away a lot of the abuse aspect that exists in the traditional industry.
I
I
have a
actually made a
counterpoint.
video about Backpage too, because I actually helped traffic girls like a lot, and I think getting rid
Wait.
of
Did you just say
Backpage
you
was, like-
helped traffic
Oh,
girls?
yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
a
gonna
lot.
need you to defend
I actually
I actually
yourself
made a video
there.
about it.
'Cause-
It's on YouTube. I made it a
We
couple years
all
ago.
And, like,
When they took
traffic girls
Backpage
at one
off,
point or
because
another.
I think that was a huge mistake.
Oh,
taking
thank you,
Backpage down.
CTV, for raiding.
What's that?
Sorry, someone just
that?
raided. So a raid on Twitch is where someone sends all of their viewers to your channel.
Ooh, sounds
Oh,
like an
nice.
orgy.
Yeah, it's like a Twitch orgy, Leanne, for terms that you
Oh.
need to
After
understand.
Leanne's done with after Leanne's done with what she's saying, I'd like to make a counterpoint. But
Yeah,
go
for
on.
sure. Okay,
Ooh.
Leanne, go ahead.
I just
Counterpoint.
made it because that's where I found them, and a lot of their families would go on Backpage to find them, because sometimes the cops won't help. It just depends the situation. But people knew to go on Backpage to look for them, and then when they took it away, it kind of got spread out everywhere, and it didn't stop it, because it's more now than it was then. So I don't think taking that down did any favors for a lot of these girls that was their only lifeline, was their parents or their friends looking for them on there, because it's still happening, like, more now. So it didn't do anything. It
Wait,
just
so
made
wait,
it harder
What
to
do you
find.
What do you mean by you were trafficking girls, though?
No, not me. No, I was helping them.
Oh, okay, I was like,
Yeah. No, I was like dancing at the time, and the guy that owned the
False alarm.
company posted on Backpage a
Everyone
lot.
calm down.
So he would use it, and we would do like private parties. And then I met one night, and I knew she was underage, and I tried to get her to talk to me. And then after that, I just had a few clients help me look for them and find them. And I helped two of them. I sent them back. One was in Ohio, and the other one was in, I don't know where she went, because I think she lied to me. But the one girl was in Ohio, and I always wonder about her. I tried to
I would
find
lie
her.
too if I was from Ohio, to be honest.
What's that?
I would lie too if I was from Ohio.
I don't know. The other one, I think she might have just went back to the guy. But yeah, I found them on there. There's like so many underage girls on there. So I was like obsessed for a while. And I would just like try to find them and help them. Which was stupid and probably should be killed.
People in my
but-
chat are saying I'm dumb that she said helped traffic girls, but helped traffic girls could be I helped them or I helped assist in the trafficking.
I heard
All
it.
right, guys.
I heard it
Get it wrong, so it
I
sounded
heard
weird.
Brittany,
Yeah.
you had a counterpoint you wanted to make?
Yeah, so while you do make a good point that it helps take the middleman out, I think that it also helps women also sell themselves more, and also it encourages more trafficking, because a lot of girls who are under 18 will fake their ID and go on OnlyFans and sell their body. And the BBC actually, funny name, I know, but they covered this as well, that you could simply like get a sibling's ID or fake an ID, and it works perfectly fine for going on OnlyFans, selling your body.
So they
And there's-
tested this.
Yes, this is like an actual thing. There are underage girls on OnlyFans.
Damn.
Oh.
So
I
it
agree with
actually
that.
enables
I
the
tell
sex
girls all the
trafficking.
time, like, stop trying to get young girls to do this. Like, they're telling minors on TikTok, like, oh, it's
Yep.
great. And I'm like, no, it's not, dude. Don't
I
tell them
would've
that. They're
done that
lying
shit
how
if
much
I
you
were-
make. I'm like,
If I were 14, I would have been all about that shit.
Chrissy.
I think it's
I-
wrong to
I
tell
had an
girls to do
attention
it
I
so
think
freely.
I would be too at
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. Yeah, like
If I grew up in Palm Springs, I would have been Epstein bait for sure, because I had no allowance. I was fucking broke. I was great at
me too, for
massages.
sure.
I would have
Yeah,
been all about that life.
Definitely.
Chrissy, is
Daddy
the
issues.
comedy industry like a sleep your way to the top industry as
I would
well?
have been like, $200 is $200. I mean, I mostly slept my way to the middle, and then I hovered there for about 10 years, and then started my own business, and then like found a very supportive man. You can sleep your way to the top. You have to be very discerning, and you can't fall in
yeah,
love.
like
You
Kamala
just have to-
Harris.
You just have to like know who's
Yeah,
on the
Kamala
rise.
Harris, exactly.
She did it.
Yeah.
She fucked her way right up there.
Kathleen Kennedy, same thing.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. This is the most feminine. Welcome to conservative Twitch. We have OnlyFans discussion, sleeping your way to the middle and burping. Such as conservative, the absolute state of
It's a
conservatism.
well-rounded stream.
It is.
Yeah.
Very.
You know, I gotta say, because I'm not very familiar with the Twitch situation, I actually didn't even know that there was such a thing as conservative Twitch. I thought Twitch was just about Twitch thoughts and gamers and
conservative Twitch is me and CTV, the guy who rated me. That's conservative Twitch.
It.
All of the two of us.
I mean, Groypers. Never forget the Groypers.
But not a lot, so I'm not very consistent on Twitch, unfortunately.
No, neither am I. Oh, and Destiny. Do you guys know the streamer known as Destiny, the stripper? Who is
only
my
heard
friend?
it from you. Yeah.
Okay,
the dude?
Well, no, she.
Oh, it's a girl.
My stripper friend Destiny. We used to debate back in the day. She's like pretty left wing. And she's considered like a far right fascist on this site, just because she's not like super.
Yeah, the one who argued for ethical CP, right? That stripper friend.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this? When did Destiny? I thought that was Vosh who argued for ethical child porn.
No,
That's
Destiny argued for it,
That's
and like we got into an argument about it, and then everyone called it a debate after he ambushed me when I was supposed to be streaming with another streamer called Mitch, and then he joined the call just randomly joined. I was not told this, and then I approached him about his stance of like, oh, CP can be ethical, and I was like, no, it can't.
What is the argument? Like,
That's
the argument is that you get women that are older that look like children?
No, the argument is that you get trauma victims and you ask if you can sell their CP. And he thought at the time it wouldn't create a market for like child abuse, and that was basically the argument. And people are like,
"Where are these people from?
Who the fuck to get owned by Destiny?"
I'm gonna have to see this video because that sounds pretty freaking wild.
Talk about using every part of the animal. Damn.
That's disgusting. Ew.
Oh my
Those
God.
people need to be on some watch
Oh
lists.
my
Not
God,
okay.
you're killing me, girl.
Bro.
Not okay.
Here's a question. Do you think that sexual orientations, including pedophilia, are all something that you are born with and can never be gotten rid of?
Wait,
No,
hang on. I don't
think-
believe
no,
that
I think
pedophilia is a
is-
sexual
is-
orientation.
It's
All
trauma.
right, Nina, let's hear
It's
this.
born out of trauma.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that pedophilia is a sexual orientation, and I think that the people who are trying to make it a sexual orientation are sick. It's not. It's not the same thing as being gay or lesbian or bi or whatever you want to call it. It is not the same thing. Most of the time, it is from childhood trauma, but it's not. Usually, it's from sexual abuse that you received as a child as well, and then it becomes basically it's a perpetuating thing that just. It's terrible, and I don't think. I think that there is a possibility that people can be they can come back from it or understand that they have a problem and fix it, but it takes years of therapy and understanding yourself and studying that part of yourself that caused you to have that attraction and understanding and dealing with your trauma, which a lot of people are not willing to do. And usually it takes years, and you have to even go to hypnotherapy and a lot of different things like that. You have to use different methods to even get there. But people who say, and because there is a lot of people who want to use they want to put the word P in the LGBTQP whatever, and they want to put P in there, and that is not right. That is
Keep your
fucked
P's
up.
out of
What
my
do they
P's.
call them? They call them maps.
Yeah.
Attracted person.
Minor attracted person. They're
Okay,
on
but
the
I have a counterpoint to what Nina said. Just playing devil's advocate here.
Okay.
It's not me being homophobia. Okay, I'm not scared of homes. That's why I live in an apartment. Anyway, so the counter argument I've seen to that is that a lot of people who are gay through trauma, they become hypersexual due to it, and a lot of gay people are hypersexual. So if you use that line of thinking, how would you distinguish between the two? and a lot of pedos are also gay, like statistically higher, they are gay. So what do you think of that?
That I don't know about the statistics of like that if it's like like a higher percentage of gay people being pedophiles. I don't know about that.
It's because they're both hypersexual.
I see. And but the other, can you repeat the other part that you said about what was the first thing?
So that a lot of gay people are gay due to sexual trauma as well.
Oh,
Same thing with
okay.
trans.
So yeah, the trans thing definitely. Although I don't know if we can talk about stuff like that on here, like because I'm more used to YouTube where you don't get banned if you where you do get banned if you talk about trans people. Is Twitch okay with that, or like can I don't know. I don't know what is okay to say on
I
what
don't know either. You
platform
can't
anymore.
even say Karen on here now, apparently.
Yeah, so I don't want to get you in trouble, Laura, but that's a loaded
Talk
question,
about
Britt.
I don't
hypothetical.
care.
Like,
I've already decided if someone wants to report me for having Brittany on, they're going to do that. And if you do that, you're a freaking loser. But it might happen, and I'll just lose my channel for a little bit, and then I'll be on YouTube for that point.
Okay,
so
whatever,
do what you want.
but the idea though is I think I believe that people who are gay, and I'm talking about actual gay people, not people who are gay because it's popular to be gay, because I know that there's a lot of people are gay now because it's popular to be gay.
yes, I've been gay after 4 drinks. Big fucking deal. I didn't come
Are we
out
gonna make
as
out,
bi.
Chrissy?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Do it. Tongue. Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, so I think that percentage, like, I think that there is a percentage of people who are gay and they're born gay. Like they're just like we're born straight, they're born gay. It's just the way that it's nature. Like there's gay in nature, and it's just the way that it works. It's just you're born this way. There's nothing you can do about it. But the other people that you're like, I think that a lot of that has to do with mental illness, like childhood trauma. There's a lot of stuff to unpack when it comes to gender identity disorder, because gender identity disorder comes from dissociative identity disorder as well. People who believe that they're other people because of trauma, and they bring those things up. There's a book called Myth of Sanity that people should read if they want to know more about dissociative identity disorder, which usually goes hand in hand with gender identity disorder and the like kind of like what's the other word that they use for that, having a different multiple personality disorder. It's another word for that. So
but why couldn't you also be gay from trauma if you could be trans from trauma?
I mean, technically, I guess you could. Trauma causes all sorts of stuff. And not that you can't. And I'm not like a therapist or like a psychologist that can tell you you can or can't. I mean, I don't see why not. Like, sure, it can happen. I guess, but I think that legit gay people are usually born gay.
Hey, Brittany, I got some spicy take in here for you. Destiny just messaged me. He wants to clap back at you. Well, not really. He just messaged me a clarification. My stripper friend, Destiny, said there was a long debate I had with Amos Yee, and he asked me, do you think child porn could ever be acceptable? And I said something along the lines of, the only thing I've ever heard or seen of is supposedly that some researchers were seeing if you could use old or prior created child porn and use it in therapy with pedophiles to prevent them from offending. So if that all works, then maybe since it means less children are getting raped, we could use that.
No.
But generally, I take a pretty big no child porn position. But people clipped the fuck out of that to say I'm pro child porn. Brittany.
But that's what I said.
That's like using alcohol to stop someone, like an alcoholic, from drinking. That's not going to work. And
it creates a whole market for it. Like I said, I'm just going to repeat everything that I said. So, I mean, you guys can go watch it for yourselves. Like, simply search on YouTube Brittany Venti Destiny, and you can go see it for yourself. But, like, you're creating a market for it, and you're therefore creating child abuse. So,
well, I've seen they were trying to make a doll, like dolls, for them, like of children, so they could use the doll.
They are doing that.
That's
It's
sick.
fucking gross.
That's
Ugh.
sick.
So, okay,
Disgusting.
wait.
Sorry,
So,
that's fucking
I
gross.
have a question.
Shoot 'em.
So, what
Just take
what do
time,
we
shoot
do?
'em.
Okay, I know like the right wing position is we just shoot pedophiles. Obviously, I can't say that on stream, but like, get away from things that are obviously illegal and can't be done. What is the solution to the pedophiles?
Drown them.
The final one.
Concrete boots. Throw them in the fucking ocean. Sorry. Not gonna miss them.
I am
back
absolutely
Bento.
having
To
my
be like,
stream
wow, I
banned.
missed all those pedophiles.
What about a
No,
wood chipper?
throw them in the fucking ocean.
Look, in
Yeah.
all seriousness, I don't understand what happened to mental hospitals. Like, are we not
For
putting
real?
people in mental
Yeah.
hospitals anymore? Like, there's so many
Wood
people.
chipper.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, it's called the ocean.
Destiny won't join this, so I have to read his Discord chats. He says using alcohol
okay,
to
that's
stop
how we'll do
Chipper.
this.
using alcohol to stop an
That's my
alcoholic
hospital,
from
wood
drinking. Except the bad thing is drinking alcohol. For pedophiles, who the F cares if they jerk it to child fantasies? It's about raping kids or making
Here's-
child porn. Two different things.
So he's
Excuse
still
me,
defending
you-
this. I can't believe he holds this position.
Okay,
I would've thought he was
Destiny
developed at
just
this point.
joined.
Wood chipper.
Ocean.
Wood
Just
chipper.
Okay, I can't. I'm
Yeah,
not
the
gonna.
ocean.
Chrissy? How do I add him to this? Do you have a link
question.
that I can? I'm
You
just
can
gonna
copy
send
the
him
link
the
at the
link.
top.
Yeah.
Let me give you a link. Okay, copy link.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Version
gonna put it in the
2. We
private
never
chat.
agreed to a debate. We're just gonna like
Private
go
chat.
at it while I'm drinking.
All right, it's in the
Let's
private
go.
chat.
Oh my
Ugh.
God, Brittany. I don't know. I feel like I'm on your side though, Brittany.
Yeah, me too.
but
Ocean
I-
slash
fuck that.
death.
No.
I'm on the wood chipper side.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
who's
would
in
say
your
castration
ass? Fuck
ocean.
that shit. I say bring back mental hospitals. Bring
Mhm.
back fat shaming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Same.
Here's
Okay.
the problem, though. As
It
somebody
won't.
who's
It
been in
won't be a
mental
debate,
hospital-
Destiny. It won't be a debate. My
No, but he'll
stripper
clip it
friend.
and he'll name it debate like he did the last one too.
Okay, but here's the thing. As someone who's spent time in mental hospitals, today's mental hospitals don't actually do anything. That's
That's
the
also true.
problem. That's the problem. So, like, what I had to go through to actually work on myself mentally was actually hard work, a better diet,
Yes.
time offline, really cleanse myself. And I don't know how the hell a pedophile can cleanse themselves from that. I
But that's
really
the
don't.
thing. Like, you're not a crazy
Yeah, a
person,
bullet
though,
sandwich.
Ashton. You know,
Oh,
you
you don't know
disconnecting-
me.
No,
Here's
but like
the-
you, no. But you're not a pedophile crazy person. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm
like,
not
there's
a ped-
there's different
I'm
levels
not
of
a
crazy.
pedophile.
You know.
Look, here's the thing. I went through a serious level of depression, anxiety, and like you're right. It's completely different. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Is like I went through hospitals and like they didn't help me. I had to go through a whole program with myself where I just cleansed myself and I went to church and I joined a Bible study and I did yoga and I exercised more.
Self-improvement.
A whole self-improvement thing, right? But the thing is, when you're a pedophile and like if you're the kind of person who's touched a child and has
Yeah.
hurt a child, I can't excuse that. I can't.
No, I can't either.
You know, maybe if you're having thoughts and you go directly to a doctor or a priest or something to get help, but if like you act out on that, I have no remorse for you.
Nope, me either.
No.
That's
me
the
either.
thing is like I just
Electric chair.
I think like the only thing I would ever feel
I've just
for
sacrificed my channel.
and look, this is like what I'm
RIP.
saying, man. And the reason like I don't want to take the hospital stance on it, and Nina, I know you're for the hospital thing. It's just I as someone who spent time like in inpatient doesn't do anything. It really
No, I
doesn't.
mean,
It
I'm
gives
just
you-
saying, like, if you're so crazy that you're like, looking for kids and stuff, you should be probably like just put in a padded room at some point. Like, I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
no,
I'm
so
not
what
I
I
trying
what
to-
I
I can understand.
heard, I was speaking to a friend of mine who is a criminologist. She's done her whole law degree and criminal psychology study.
Sure.
And I was like yelling at her. I was so angry. I was like, how could you ever defend these people in any way? And she's like, listen, I'm not defending them. You just got to chill out for a second, Lauren. I'm just telling you the psychological analysis of how it works. But apparently, usually when people are assaulted at a certain age, that age that they were assaulted at, that's the age they get stuck at.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
what I've
so
heard
so
too.
that's where they stay attracted to that age as well. So if they got
Or
assaulted
they
at
or
9,
they do the
they stay
dissociative
stuck
identity
at,
disorder.
I'm
Mhm.
I'm a 9-year-old, and of course that's what I'm going to be attracted to because I'm mentally a 9-year-old. So it's disassociative. Not to defend in any way because that's not. Oh, Chrissy, I think you have to accept Destiny into the room.
Okay.
I'm explaining the psychology.
Accepted. Oh, Destiny's a man.
Destiny's my stripper friend.
I was
Hi,
imagining
Destiny.
Oh, when
I
you
was
said
imagining
stripper
a
friend, I was
stripping
imagining
She's the
a
height
man.
of a woman.
Yes.
You guys want to be next to each other like this?
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
And
Oh
I
my
don't really want to
god.
be that
Right,
close
right,
to him.
right.
I might
No,
catch
just-
STD from all the cuckery he goes through. Yeah, he's like openly a cuck. If you guys didn't know that. He
Wow.
loves
Are you
to
just
fuck
doing
his
that 3 or 4
girlfriend.
ad-homs right off the bat? Are you really that
Just
threatened?
have a real
Jesus.
conversation.
That's actually ad hom. Actually, that's Miss Fallacy.
All right,
Are you
go at
okay?
it, you two.
Do you need a blanket?
Brittany's better than okay.
I love Brittany. Let's do
Yeah, I'm
this.
obsessed.
Did you ask if I need a blanket? Aren't you the height of a child? I think you need a blankie.
Oh shit.
Chrissy, please
Let's have a
put
real
them beside
conversation,
each
guys.
other.
Come on.
I want
Let's
to
have
go.
a real
I need to
debate.
go
Let's
one
have a
more.
real
Yeah, thank you.
conversation.
Feel cozy right here.
Do you feel like a nice little Brittany and Lauren sandwich? I'm sure Reddit
Yeah, of
will
course.
love
Of course, he
this.
likes this. He's surrounded by several women. Of course, he likes that.
Exactly.
Okay, so wait,
Just
let's
like a cuckold, right?
All right, a little
clarify
background
your
on this
wait,
man.
wait, everyone. Clarify your take on the pedo question.
Okay, let me just first off, okay. Fuck Lauren. Okay, I didn't want to come in here and do this. Okay, she baited me
Hey,
into
well,
this.
but
Number
you're
one.
here.
You did
Okay.
it.
You have no problem with ambushing. You did it before. You did before
Okay,
with me last
Number
time.
two,
Do it
if
again.
me jumping
Go on.
into a call
so
where 5 other
blurry.
people agree with you feels like an ambush, that's your problem, honey. Okay. Number two, all
Honey,
right. This is
sweetie,
not like.
actually, yikes.
Are you good? Okay, so number two, okay, I'll leave whenever you want. I don't want to like hijack this and turn it into like some big fucking debate thing. Okay, that's not, I didn't come here to do that. Okay, but this take gets thrown around a lot. Okay, so the quick version is there's a guy called Amosi that was running around the skeptosphere, arguing that the age of consent should be 0 years old. You should be able to have sex with like 1-year-old children. Okay,
Oh.
this guy was very
Ugh.
far, yes, very far
Yeah,
out
he's
there.
disgusting. I agree.
To the ocean.
So, but the thing that I noticed was that when he was debating all of the people in the skeptosphere, nobody really understood like why we have like consent or what informed consent means or what anything means about like sexual relationships or power date. Like nobody had any idea. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll try debating this guy because it seems like nobody can actually have a conversation about this or like say, well, why is it bad to fuck a 2-year-old aside from the fact that they're 2 years old? Nobody actually had a good answer to that, which was pretty crazy to me. Now, in the course of our like 2-hour debate,
Did you say you had a good answer to that?
I said nobody had a good answer to that.
Oh, okay. Go
So in
on.
the course of our 2-hour conversation, I think at one point Amos asks me, and the debate is still on my channel. You can watch it. He asked me, he's like, "Well, do you think there can ever be like a use for child porn for like pedophiles who like just want to jerk to child porn and don't want to hurt kids or whatever?" And somebody emailed me a ton of data because Portugal, I guess, legalized all porn. And in Portugal, when they legalized a bunch of porn, apparently sex crimes dropped. Now, this was one study that was shown to me, that when they legalized all this porn, a whole bunch of sex crimes dropped, including child sex crimes. So what I said was, well, if it is the case that as part of therapy for a pedophile, because I don't know if you know this, but when you are a pedophile, it doesn't seem like you can't not be a pedophile. My understanding is right now, there's no way to take somebody that wants to like have sex with children and make them not want that. It's about as easy as taking somebody who's gay and making them straight. Like, it just doesn't seem like you can do that right now. So if that was like part of their therapy for like not raping kids, then fine, fuck it. That was my answer to that. But then this one thing gets clipped and everybody's like, Destiny loves child porn or his profile child porn. It's absolutely not what the conversation was about. If you want to be critical of that position or whatever, that's fine. But they wrote around and just be like, oh, Destiny loves child porn. It was like such a especially when I was arguing in favor of an age of consent against a guy that is now, I think, convicted for, what was it, grooming, underage sex, and child porn. I think 6 counts. Almost he just got like within the past month. So
you're just doing a lot of hypothetical, like let me do devil's advocate.
Not, yeah,
Can I
kind of.
ask a
It wasn't
question?
even really a it was like, yeah, I guess if this works or whatever. I'm generally in favor of like less kids being abused. So if that's like a
Right.
thing that helps people not abuse kids, but obviously,
But-
and then there's always like these like stupid like level 0, like 0 brain counters. Like, what if you incentivize new child porn? Like, I'm guessing if you were doing this, you'd only use old stuff. You're not going to go to the market and be like, hey guys, we're doing new therapy. Anybody have new child porn for us? Right? There'd be ways you would do this. But not only that, this would probably never pass an ethics board anyway, because there's a whole bunch of weird shit about going to people and being like, hey, do you remember when you were raped as a kid? We want to use that in therapy. I don't think that would ever pass anyway. But
Okay, wait,
yeah,
so-
it was,
so
it was
this
like
is-
one hypothetical
let
thing
me-
about this, and people run around
Can
like.
I ask a
Brittany.
question?
Yeah.
So I just want to know something.
Uh-huh.
Even if it's like old stuff, doesn't that still hurt the children that are involved? Like, shouldn't it's like if I grew up one day and like my weirdo uncle took a video of me and that was used in like child porn therapy in Portugal, I would not be okay with that. It would mess me up. And I feel like even like using old, child porn, that isn't ethical. That's still really fucked up. Like
I was
Probably.
thinking.
Yeah,
the
that's why I'm
same-
saying like you would have to you'd have to get the consent of people filmed, but two, I don't even know if that ask would ever pass an ethics board because just contacting
Wait,
somebody and saying
do you
like,
have
hey,
the
you're-
actual video? Because I could just play the actual video of you saying.
You'd have to
this
Google like
thing.
Destiny verse Amos Ye, and then it's on my. I don't even know. It was like
Destiny's
it's,
Child.
Okay, Brittany, you said you debated him on this topic. So
Well,
was it different?
It wasn't a debate quotation
it
because
was us
I
screaming
was
at each other for an hour.
I was supposed to be streaming with a streamer, and then out of nowhere, Destiny joins the call, and then so I confront him about his position, and then it turned into an argument, which then he called a debate. Basically, is what his viewers call a debate, I should say. I don't remember how the video exactly titled. I remember if you titled it debate, but yeah, it was framed as one when it wasn't.
Okay, what were you were debating this subject?
She was
Yes.
screaming at me about like, why are you pro child porn? This is how Brittany and like all the other skeptos did it, where it's like, oh, you're pro child porn. It was just that. It's like the dumbest engagement possible with anything I said.
And you're making the exact same statement now that
Wait,
you did
wait,
in the
can you
past.
can you do
exactly-
the
Yeah,
can
well,
you
hold
do
on, what
the
can you do
oh
it?
my god
Like,
you're so stupid pose too while you're saying that? Oh, you're so stupid, just like you do in all your thumbnails. Can you do that for me really quick? Like, oh, she's so dumb. Oh, idiot. Oh,
Brittany, are you?
I feel like we need one of those. From
Okay, I'm
you.
gonna find the
He's
original
condescending
video.
to me.
You go find the debate with Amos Ye. It's
the
literally
original
still posted
video
on
so
my
we
channel,
can
yeah.
watch it.
I just don't see how what Destiny is. I don't know if you even
Okay,
agree with it, to be honest.
To be fair to
what-
Brittany, you did actually do the exact pose she's talking about.
Yeah, I do this all the time. Yeah. That I'm gonna fly up and
so
start calling people
stupid.
fucking
Oh,
morons, okay?
so-
And Brittany over here,
Everyone's
there's like
a
a
moron
metric
but me
fuck
'cause
ton
I'm
of ammunition
Destiny.
for this girl's
Oh.
personal and public life you can use. I'm trying really hard to be a nice person right now, okay? So
But it still isn't
Wow, you're such a
explained.
good person. You look so good against that
Okay,
pedophile.
wait,
That's why you're such a
wait,
good
wait.
person.
Fuck, I don't
My
know.
whole thing
This
is children can't.
This is like
consent.
a
I still
2-hour
have
debate,
issues
so I'm
with
gonna
it.
have to find it clipped.
yeah. Sorry, Ashton, what were you saying?
I just, again, children can't consent to something like this. I just don't see how something like this, one, could ever go through as ethical, and two, if how it could be safe. And one is just gross. It's just all out gross. I could not imagine something like this being in a therapy session.
Yeah,
There has to be a different way to reform someone who's having sick thoughts like this. I just
Well, so right
know-
now it seems like from everything that I've seen, you can't move people out of these like very innate sexual feelings. So we tried it for a long time with gay conversion therapy. People have tried it with trans
Are
conversion
you comparing
therapy.
gays to
we're not
pedophiles?
talking about pedophiles.
Yeah, but
Why-
that's what I'm saying. Like when you
why
have,
do you keep doing that?
It's
I-
not
I-
the same
wait,
thing.
why do I keep doing what?
I'm confused about why do you keep putting like you're bringing up gay conversion therapy
It's not the
and
same
and
thing.
trans conversion therapy to compare that to pedophile. That's what I was saying earlier. Like I don't believe that being a pedophile is a sexual orientation. Do you think that it is?
It seems to be comparable to it, yeah.
Okay,
But
wait.
it-
Before
See,
we
this
move
is
on,
why I brought up this
before we move on,
hypothetical. He's
everyone in the
serious.
chat, if anyone has the link to this exact clip where Amos Ye and Destiny are talking about this subject so we can actually get the context, I would really appreciate that. Send me the timestamp because I can't watch a 2-hour debate right now. Continue,
This is
everyone.
the problem. This is the problem with hypotheticals is that we get into comparing pedophiles to gay people, and they're really not comparable.
They're
Because two gay
absolutely
people-
comparable.
Because gay
No,
people
they're
dress
not.
way better.
Wow.
than
Wait, I want to hear
No,
Destiny's
no,
take
no,
on
no,
this.
no.
No, I want to hear his take on this. Go on.
So your issue is you don't like comparing them because the object of the sexual affection for a gay person can be a consenting adult, but the object for the sexual objectification for a pedophile is somebody that can't consent. Whether or not they
Yes.
can or can't consent, though, doesn't mean that that person does or doesn't have an innate sexual desire for that particular thing. Obviously, homosexuality or bisexuality or any of that is fine because the people that are the objects of your affection are people that can consent to sexual activity. But for pedophiles, the people can't.
dude. Being gay means that you're attracted to someone of of the same sex. That's all being gay means. There's nothing that has nothing to do with whether that person consents or not. So even when you're a little kid, like if you're a little boy and you're gay, you will be attracted to a little boy that's gay. When you have your first crush, you will be attracted to a little boy. It has nothing to do with consent. It has to do with your sexual attraction to another being.
Sure.
And
And,
you're
what I'm
talking
saying is that for what I'm saying is that for pedophiles, it seems like you have a sexual attraction towards people with prepubescent
Okay,
features.
does that mean Matthew McConaughey's character in Dazed and Confused is part of the LGBT community, or is he just a creep? This is what I'm
You're
saying.
going
Is
to
like,
I don't care about the social LGBT whatever bullshit question.
no.
Listen, okay, here's
You're
what
gonna
we can do.
compare
Okay,
the
'cause
gay
hold on.
people.
This isn't even an argument. If you want right now you can go to Google and you can type in, can you make pedophiles not pedophiles, or Google conversion therapy pedophiles.
I don't want to be on a list though.
Yeah,
Okay,
no thanks.
Sure.
I'm already on
That's
enough.
great, but I'm saying that right now
Okay.
the current research is that it seems like if you're a pedophile, we don't know in therapy how to make somebody not be a pedophile. It seems to be a
Just
really
shoot
innate
them.
thing that's pretty like pegged in
Here.
there.
Wait, where do
We
you
also
think?
don't
Wait,
know.
where do you think that pedophilia comes from, Destiny? Like, where do you think it's?
Is probably the boring answer I'm going to give you is a combination of some genetic markers that are flipped on or off by environmental factors
God.
that happen probably early on in life. So
You,
my guess
so
is
you
it's probably
think that a pedophile is actually born a pedophile?
no. That's not what I said. What I said
You
is
just
there's
said it has to do with
You
genetic
did say
markers.
genetic markers, so
Okay.
that are flipped on.
Genes don't ever exist independent of an environment. There's no such thing as gene versus environment. Genes always express themselves in an environment. So you probably have a proclivity to be a pedophile given some genetic background. That's what I mean when I say there's probably some genetic foundation for it. Like somebody might be have a genetic foundation to be a really good chess player, but they might never play chess, so they wouldn't know that, right? Much the same that somebody might have a genetic proclivity towards being a pedophile, and maybe if they get sexually abused at an early age, maybe that flips that on and then they become a pedophile. That might be the case, right? Because, for instance, a lot of people that are pedophiles are people that were abused sexually, especially at very early ages.
Yes.
However, not every single person that gets sexually abused at an early age becomes a pedophile. That is true. So
That's
there's
also
probably
true.
some like biological genetic thing that factors in there, or maybe there are other environmental factors, but those are like really complicated questions that aren't really easy to just give like one answer, because people respond to trauma and shit really differently depending on the person.
That's also
Okay.
true.
Okay, so trauma, yes, but it still doesn't explain how you can compare someone who's a pedophile to someone who's gay or trans. I don't see how the two are comparable.
Sure.
Someone who's a pedophile is, say you got a 40-year-old, right? If he's attracted to strictly 9-year-olds, that means that he's gonna be attracted to a 9-year-old when they grow up to be a 10 or 11-year-old. He's gonna move on to the next 9-year-old. That's very dangerous. That is that's a problem. that is
Yeah, I think everybody
that is,
acknowledges that that's a problem. I think
that's a
everybody here thinks that
that's a
pedophilia is pretty
predator.
bad, right? Do we all agree?
All right, yeah, okay, we
Yes,
can
we
agree
all
on that.
agree.
It's bad, but you can't compare the two.
No, I don't
have,
think we
that's
all
the
agree
difference.
because of you. I think all of us except for you agree, actually.
Brittany, you know that when you run around constantly accusing other people of being
talking about
pedophiles, you know that makes you sound like a
predators.
pedophile, right? You know that's what
No,
everybody
it
on the left does
doesn't
when guys run
actually
around and they
way
say
at
like,
all.
oh my
Actually,
god,
no,
like all these
you.
girls,
No,
they just need a
you.
guy like me who's a nice lefty person. Like all those guys end up being fucking rapists. You know that.
I'm
right?
actually
He
gonna
really
lose it.
said-
Why does
right
no
now.
one have
Oh
a
my god, Alex
timestamp?
Jones was right.
Why does no one have a timestamp of
Alex
this?
Jones was right.
He
Alex
actually
Jones was
said,
right. Holy crap.
I know you are, but what am I as an
All I'm
argument?
saying, yeah, and all you're saying is you are.
Hilarious.
Nice one, Brittany. All I'm saying is that it seems like when we have like really innate sexual things, it's really hard to just.
Why are we
125,
all-
16.
Why
125,
are we-
16.
But why are we looking for
that?
ways to forgive and rehabilitate like pedophiles? We don't look for ways to forgive and rehabilitate people who commit mass murder and people who fucking do disgusting things. Like
Well, okay, so
If
mass murder
someone
and disgusting
pisses
things
out
are
on
wait,
it-
mass murder and disgusting things are two totally different things. Okay, some disgusting things are
it's in the
fine.
realm of unacceptable
Hurting a
behavior.
child is a pretty disgusting
Wait,
thing.
Wait, guys, I have the take. Can we listen to
Yes,
the audio at
okay.
least so that we have context?
Yep.
Okay, so it's apparent. I'm sorry, I'm gonna play it on my phone because that's just the technology level we're at.
Your argument
Can everyone
is like
hear
almost
it?
tautological, and that's why
Yes.
we keep disagreeing. You keep saying consensual child sex, and I disagree. I think that's an oxymoron. I don't think children can consent to that. The things that I've heard discussed is I've heard that some researchers discuss the possibility of reaching out to people that are already of age. So reaching out to 20 or 30-year-old people that have had child pornography created for them, and then compensating them in some way, and then asking for use of that in treatments of pedophiles in order to keep them from offending. That's what I've read. And again, I'm not entirely sure what the conclusion is on that research, if that would prevent people from actually molesting children or not. If it would, then I would agree that that's something that should be pursued. If it wouldn't, then I would, maintain the position we have on it now. But
Do you
And I just
remember
wanted
what?
to say he based that take on one study that didn't even result in being a good
That's
study.
Yeah, but
He
like,
based
that's
his
Brittany,
entire take on one
I'm not
study.
saying that we should do it. I'm saying that if it works, but like it's a hypothetical. Like, what is the point of like
Let's
trying to
say-
take that?
Oh, if
like,
I say it's a hypothetical.
anybody
yeah.
that listens to that, dude, I've been on the internet for longer than you've been alive. Okay, if I was like involved in anything like this, I think it would have leaked by now. Okay, I feel pretty safe. Thank you. Okay, number one. Number two, it's a hypothetical. Why are you so fixated on it? And anybody listening to this knows that, like,
the
oh, he's not saying he's
idea-
pro
the
child.
idea-
If I
It was
said
part of the argument.
hypothetically pedophiles should be rewarded for their behavior, nobody would be clapping for
We're
me.
not, it's
so
not
just
about,
because you say
listen,
it's a
it's,
hypothetical
I'm sorry,
in this
okay, I'm
context,
sorry, but it is the most boring thing in the world is people getting on Twitter and just screaming like, oh, fuck pedophiles, they're so evil, we can't, that is such a boring, like, congratulations for the virtue
Wow,
signal,
you're
like,
so
you're a
spicy
hero.
and interesting.
Okay, listen,
Child
everybody,
trafficking is an actual
everybody
Wait.
claps for you, you're a hero, you're so
What
brave.
is there? Is
you're
there?
so
A,
good.
wait, wait,
No,
is
you're
there a
so- it's such an
history between you
intellectual,
two?
'cause you say
something about this,
hypothetically.
I'm actually bothered by this.
What?
I'm really bothered by this because here I'm not accusing Destiny of anything, having but child trafficking is a huge issue, and so for something like that to be tied to something like child pornography, no, yeah, saying something about pedophilia needs to be done.
Okay,
That's
hold on.
not
First,
that's
okay, yeah,
cringe.
okay.
Boring, too.
Child trafficking and pedophilia; these are two totally different things.
But they're linked.
No, they're linked. They're very
Yeah,
linked.
yes.
They're linked.
Ashton, what does it mean to be a pedophile?
Someone who's
Are all
attracted to-
pedophiles child traffickers?
No.
No, what I'm saying is that there's a huge link between them. Look what just happened with Epstein's Island.
Sure, that has nothing
that
to do
not
with
a-
what we're talking about right now. I'm just
If
saying
they
that, like,
act on it,
You're
they're all
talking about
traffickers.
The
fun,
goal-
famous
the-
pedophiles, not
the-
famous pedophiles.
the goal is to have more people.
Pedophilia is a huge contributor to child trafficking. What are you talking about?
Potentially,
it's a
sure, but
huge
the goal is to have
Why are
more
you downplaying
pedophiles
it?
in treatment so that less children
No,
are
just
being
fucking
raped.
shoot them. I still maintain they should be shot in the head.
Why?
No one's gonna miss them from
Castration.
society.
Why are you
Sorry.
Sympathizing
Like-
with, for what
Okay,
reason?
I
don't
mean, like,
know.
if you
I
want to
just feel
like,
like that
if you
does
want to
the
like
most
circle
good.
jerk about like dumb fantasies that'll never come true and have no policy implication,
What do
you
you
can
mean
do
a
that.
dumb
There's like a bunch of
fantasy?
communists that shit on Twitter that like to do the same. I guess that's boring as fuck to me. I mean,
How is
it's
it boring?
all
If you had a child and some fucking grown ass man raped them, you'd be like, let's rehabilitate this poor
I'm not. First of
soul.
all, okay. First of all, I live in the United States of America, so we don't do revenge justice like that for a reason. Okay. Number two, I do have a
Okay,
child, and if
you
somebody raped my child,
but-
I would want to fucking kill them. But there's a
Okay,
reason why we
good.
don't. But this is.
You're a
But there's a
human
reason.
being.
No. But that's a boring. It doesn't mean anything.
None
Right?
of us are bored by that
Okay.
take.
If,
It's a
if
real
somebody,
human
if I saw a
reaction.
random person walk up on the street and kick my kid in the face, I would want to kill that person. That doesn't mean that we should have the death penalty for people that walk around kicking children, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying that, like, the
A kick
goal.
is different than putting your dick in them, though.
I don't give a
Sorry.
fuck. I'm a parent. If somebody kicked my child, of course I want to fucking kill that person. Are you,
You would
serious?
care
You
if
A
think
kick
there's a
isn't going
difference
to
in,
tear your
like,
child upside down for the rest
Exactly.
of their life.
What I'm
Right.
saying
That's
is,
a
what
child
I'm
being
saying
molested changes
is-
their entire life.
sure,
to
there's a
whole
lot of
other
things that change your
degree.
life. What I'm
But
saying is that if
Destiny,
you,
this is where you're
The fact-
losing
are
control
you-
because
whoa,
you
are you
don't have any
dismissing-
degrees. Like
Are
you're
you
going
just
from like
that right now? Whoa.
Wait, ladies, can I jump in?
just
As
said-
a hypothetical, I don't
Yes.
actually think his take was as bad as we're pretending it is. I understand we all hate pedophiles and we want them to not
it's
exist.
just the bravest virtue
right,
signal like
but,
on
like-
social media is to
Dismiss it.
talk about it so
Okay,
much.
Wow,
It's
you're
so
so cool,
boring.
Destiny.
Yeah,
You're
but
so
defending
cool and
them,
edgy.
defending them doesn't make it.
I don't.
cool and
Well,
Who's
moral.
defending
well,
pedophiles?
yeah, I don't-
Wait, who's
I don't
ever
think
defended a
he's-
pedophile here?
Like, I
No,
love
hang
you all.
on.
I don't think he's defending them. I'm
I don't
saying
think
this
he's
from- I
Okay,
don't
but
think
here's
he's
my
defending
argument
them.
as to why. Okay, but here's my argument as to why he is defending them. Because he wants to go around saying, oh, actually, it's hypothetical. It's great to play devil's advocate to prove points
It's not
sometimes.
hypothetical.
I agree. However, in his hypothetical, he said, if it were to decrease the amount of children that get abused, I would be for it. You took a position in saying that. And inherently, by you saying that they should get CP material at all, incentivizes a market. And it therefore
If it-
increases.
if it
abuse, but you want to pretend it doesn't,
Brittany,
and then you
let's-
want to sit in. No,
you're,
I'm
like
talking.
you're 2 steps
No,
away.
you will not
Brittany.
talk over me.
Yeah,
You're just
okay.
no. You will not talk over me. You are incentivizing pedophilia. You are incentivizing a market for it. You are incentivizing for it to be normalized. You are saying that they should be treated. It should be normal. It's like taking a fucking Advil. No, it's not. And the fact that you are not enraged by pedophiles is really suspicious when everybody else here is, and everybody else here seems to understand how terrible of a thing it is, and you're comparing it to, oh, you know, it's the same as my kid getting kicked in the face. You clearly don't have a comprehension
I never said
for
it
how
was
bad
the same, Brittany.
someone getting
I
touched
said that
is.
just
It
because
changes
somebody
it
does
can
something
change
to your kid and you
everything
want to
about
kill
their
that person
life.
doesn't mean we should kill all the people that do that thing.
No, but
And that you-
Destiny, but you do come across.
He wants to play it down once again.
I don't come across as anything. Your brains are literally just shut off on this issue. That's it.
No. My brain, trust me.
Oh,
my
you're
brain
so
is not shut
idiot.
off on
Brittany,
anything.
Brittany, you
Oh,
literally
you guys
opened that
are
statement saying,
idiots.
Destiny, you said that if less children were abused, you'd be okay with this thing. But what if it leads to more children being abused? Then guess what? I wouldn't
Wait.
be okay with it.
Wait,
Look at
I
how
have
easy
some-
that
I have
was.
something
Look at how
that can
simple that was,
assist.
Brittany. You solved your
Problem
own
is
problem in your own
Destiny.
sentence.
I hate to be
Hold up.
autistic right now, but can someone send me the Portugal study while you argue so I can read it?
Okay.
Anyone?
Here's the thing.
No? Okay.
I don't have it.
All right, chat. I'll rely on
I
you
don't
again.
either,
You guys
though.
keep
I
at
don't
it.
have it
Chat.
I want to say something really quick. Destiny, you keep bringing up hypotheticals, but you yourself are bringing up a hypothetical in which children may or may not be less harmed by a certain issue. And that's what I'm bringing here. We really don't know if it's going to fix the situation. And by bringing this idea of bringing child pornography to therapy, it has the possibility of making it worse. Why cause more harm than need to? Why not take out the
I'm
problem?
not a researcher. I don't know. It's something that has to be
No,
researched.
you know what it is?
No, you're a know-it-all though.
I think that you have a point, Destiny. Like, I understand because you were trying to play devil's advocate and you're saying
No,
that.
hold on. I'm
what
not
if
playing
we do
devil's
this?
advocate.
It's
What
not
I would
even
want
luck.
in an ideal world is less kids getting abused. That's it.
Sure,
If
By
there are weird
normalizing
ways
you
to
would
do
say
that,
that, but that's the thing. Here's the thing: is what is being misunderstood, at least by me so far, is that your attitude coming across that like you are comparing like pedophilia to gay people, to
When-
trans people,
Plastic bullying.
and to,
Yeah.
Hold on, when I'm comparing- hold on,
just
if somebody-
freaking a kid.
if
So
somebody says, can you come over to my house tomorrow? And I say, yeah, sure. I'm going to have to ride my bike because I don't have my car today. And then somebody is like, are you saying a bike is the same thing as a car? No, I'm saying that both of these things are transportation I can use to get to my house. I'm not saying the same thing. When we talk about gayness and pedophilia, I'm not saying they're the same thing. What I'm saying is that innate, I don't know how many times I have to repeat this, and you all know this. When I say that there are innate sexual hooks that we have in our minds that are really hard to change. Like secondary sexual characters. When guys see boobs or butts, it's really hard to make a guy not find that attractive. Or when women see certain masculine features, those are like built in really fucking deep to who you are.
You know
And it
what's the
seems
same with
Turn
a gay
on.
man for a gay man.
and it
Yeah,
seems to be the case that for pedophiles, that whatever it is that makes them attracted to children is also really
Yeah, but
deeply
it's
built
caused
in.
by
your point?
trauma.
What's your
Who cares
point
what
in
it's
pointing that
caused
out?
by? If you can't
No,
retroactively
no,
get rid of
that
trauma.
matters, man.
Hold up,
That's
hold
the thing.
up.
When
For
you
you
say
to say,
who cares, that matters because you're now differentiating someone who is born normal and gay doesn't have that.
We don't know. We don't even know if people are born gay. We don't even know that.
We do know that.
We
That is-
absolutely.
that's
I promise
crazy.
you that we do not know that people are born gay. We absolutely
Do we
don't.
know that people are born hetero then?
Most likely, but we don't even know that. There's so many environmental factors.
Okay, wait.
Listen, hold on. Let me clarify something because everybody figured it. When I said that it doesn't matter if it's caused by early trauma, what I'm saying is that you can't fix a pedophile at age 2 because the trauma hasn't happened yet. If you've got a guy that's like 20 or 30 or 40 and they're a pedophile, and you say, well, it's caused by early trauma. Okay, that we can't do anything about that. The
So you
question
actually
is,
don't have a
you know,
position because you don't think anyone's born anything. You don't think that
Just
that
because
people
I
are
don't
born
think somebody's
straight. You don't
born
think people
something
are
doesn't
born
mean I
gay,
don't-
but
wait.
you do think people are born pedophile.
wait a minute.
apparently.
I have a
Hold on.
question.
Wait,
Why
I never
just
said that people were
You just-
born pedophiles.
Hold on.
You did
hold on,
kind of
hold
say
on,
that.
I
But you did
absolutely
kinda-
did
you
not
did
say
anyway.
that at any point.
Okay,
Wait a
can
minute.
ladies,
Wait a
can I
minute.
clarify?
Wait a
He had a position where he said some people may have a higher genetic disposition to have pedophilic behaviors that are switched on and off by environmental factors. So
Yeah.
not
That's just how
necessarily
all
that they're
genes
born
work,
in it,
yeah.
but that it can be turned on or off by
idiot.
certain
Perfect
events.
screenshots.
Doing
Doing
it
it
again.
again.
Everyone's
Screenshot.
an idiot.
I can't believe it.
I did
Sorry,
find a
sorry.
study that said that
I
consumption
wanna figure
of child
something out right now,
pornography.
based on what you just
Okay,
said.
wait, I'm going to make one comment and then Ashton will go to you. I did find a study
Okay,
that
thank you.
found that the consumption of child pornography had almost no effect, positive or negative, on violent sex offending. I'll have to read through it more, but Ashton,
The
to
study
your
doesn't even support it at all.
so it doesn't support
And
or
he based
negate.
it on this
It
one
just said-
study that
Th-
didn't
this
even
is-
support it.
You don't even know if that's bro. Brittany,
isn't the
if
study,
At the end
this
of
is
the
just
day,
one.
if, Brittany,
But-
if you showed me,
Dude,
here's the weird
buddy,
thing because you think I'm so
how?
married to this idea. If you were like Destiny, here's 5 studies that show that the consumption of child porn either worsens a pedophile's desire to harm a child or it has no effect. Then you know what I would say? I would say wow, sounds like we definitely shouldn't fucking give pedophiles child porn then. That was really easy. Do you see how simple that was?
You know what
See
I
how
would
easy
say?
it is to make a fact-based argument? You just show me something like, oh yeah, sure. That's it. True.
Wow,
That makes
you're
sense.
you're so logical. And you know what I would say? I would say, using my common sense, oh, wouldn't that create a market for it? Wouldn't that normalize pedophilia, and therefore more children get harmed because it gets normalized, because it's treated as if it were like any other mental illness, or as if it were a sexuality? Because my common sense says that, because I'm not fucking autistic.
Yeah. Okay, so anytime you use the phrase common
No
sense
offense
in an
to
argument,
autists,
you
you're
are
not the same as
demonstrating
Destiny.
autism, Brittany. That's what you just did.
Oh my
okay?
God,
That's what you
Destiny,
just did.
stop.
Number one,
He
okay?
called me autistic.
Number two. Well, I only
First of all,
brought up
I'm
propensity character
autistic.
evidence to deny your
Oh,
character
he
evidence,
called me
okay?
You
You said
bring
you
up
weren't
my
fucking
drink
autistic. I believe
allergy.
the case of the opposite. But regardless, okay? Regardless, right? All I'm saying is that the goal in any society should be to get as many pedophiles into treatment or whatever is possible so that less kids are getting
about
abused.
just
I don't think that's that
Clip it,
controversial of a
clip it.
position.
But they are trying to
First of all,
normalize it. Absolutely.
You're except
Who
you're
are trying to
normalizing
normalize
it, and you're
child
and
porn?
you're
What?
sympathetic with
kidding.
pedophiles, and we've established
Oh my
this. You
God.
constantly try to downplay what they say. You constantly try to backpedal. Constantly try. But then it's a hypothetical. But you did take a position.
When do I
You
wait,
constantly
when
want
do
to
I
be like, oh,
downplay
but
what
they can't
pedophiles
change
say?
it. But they can't change it. You're constantly trying to sympathize
wait.
and empathize.
Hold on,
with them.
I'm not
For what
sympathizing.
reason?
Brittany, I'm not
For what
sympathizing.
reason? You wouldn't do this with
can
rapists. You wouldn't do this with
can I-
murderers. But you do it with pedophiles.
I do it with literally anything. If
Ooh,
somebody
wait,
can't,
actually,
here's
There's no
another.
common
Sure,
sense.
here, there's common sense doesn't make sense because somebody that disagrees with you has a different common
Actually,
sense.
it's not logical.
Here's an example, okay?
Common sense.
Somebody that
I
is
don't have
an
a study for that.
somebody that is an
Source?
alcoholic, somebody that is an alcoholic,
Jesus
okay,
Christ.
actually like severe alcoholism, probably should never ever drink. That like once they're past that addiction phase, they
Probably?
they don't have casual drinks, right?
But guys,
Now-
what
No.
if we? But what if you treated them with more alcohol? Then like it's fine.
no,
and then
because
what if
the
they go and hurt
alcohol-
other people while they?
Because
You know,
the
it's fine
alcohol
as long as
itself
they're
is
drinking.
the alcohol itself is bad, Brittany. So we wouldn't have them drink alcohol ever.
Yeah,
right?
and the CP
But
itself is bad. So
just
stop
because-
trying to justify creating a market
I'm
for
saying,
it.
just because I'm
You are
saying,
creating a market
just
for it.
if you're gonna create a market for it, then don't do it, honey. It's that easy. Do you understand? You're
Don't
solving your
call
own
me,
problem.
don't call me sweetie.
don't
I
call
think
her,
just
honey.
because Destiny may have been molested as a
condescend
youth
to me.
doesn't
He-
mean that this is all okay and we should be creating a market
Oh,
for
sh-
this.
Okay,
And that's
hold on.
Wait,
okay.
I
literally
actually
thinks
have
that
an
This is
Wait,
like
interesting.
it's
Wait,
the
I have a
ultimate brain
question.
rot topic.
Can I
This
have
is
a
the
question?
ultimate brain rot topic.
Am I allowed to ask a question on my
He's
show?
smarter
I
than
wanna
you.
Can I have my show back?
200 IQ, guys.
Anybody?
He's smarter than you. He's laughing. He's putting his
All right.
hand on his face. He's just
Guys,
superior to
wait,
you. He's looking
guys.
down on you with his hypotheticals because he's a
I'm
devil's
having a
advocate, and that's
concern.
150
Okay,
IQ
wait.
position.
Y'all, this is my show,
Please.
so I'm gonna ask a question. Destiny, one question that Brittany had was, do you see it as the same thing as being a rapist? So do you think
Oh my
being a
God.
rapist is a genetic thing that can be turned on or off by certain events in your life?
I mean, everything we do is influenced by genes. So like there might be one scenario where one person would rape somebody and another person wouldn't. I mean, there's going to be like an influential factor there. But I mean, at the
Do you
end
think
of
it's
the day,
based on like how you were born though, like as a genetic, the same way
I
you
mean,
view
okay,
pedophilia
so-
potentially? No, I want you to clarify. I'm just asking.
okay,
Just
everything is
asking
based-
questions, my
Every
friend.
single thing in your life is based on how you are born, but that doesn't mean that that's the sole determining factor, right? So you might have a higher propensity to engage in a bad action, but you engaging in that bad action is still your choice. So for instance, a pedophile might be born a pedophile, but that doesn't make it okay for them to abuse a child. That's still a choice that they're making that is wrong and evil. You shouldn't fucking do that.
But no, they
right?
should get a treatment for it, right? They should get the content that they enjoy and jerk
Brittany,
it off
oh my
to your
God,
kid
that was
and
just,
touch
oh my,
them,
Brittany,
right?
you just destroyed everything I said. You're so smart, queen.
Okay,
Yes,
Ashton,
thank
you
Oh
had-
wow, he did the no
Oh
you
my
again.
God.
Isn't he so
Did
high
you
IQ?
just, my brain is expanding right
no,
now.
the
Sorry.
no reverse.
Are we
no you.
having a discussion or an insult? Like, are we showing shit? Or
Yeah,
are we-
why do
Ashton,
you
you
keep
wanted to
doing that.
contribute something?
If you wanted a proper debate, then you would title it that, and then you would like schedule that. That's not what this is, and we already established that at the beginning.
This
So.
isn't a debate. This
Okay,
is what I call a
just have
shit
a
show.
question.
This is a trash fire, my audience.
Well, it is a shit show. This is a shit show.
Thank you for being here.
I do want to ask.
We've
some-
got a
I
lot
am-
of viewers
I
though.
am-
There.
I understand. Yeah, I understand Brittany's frustration. So because I am having a little concern over here. I don't think, Destiny, that you condone this stuff with
Oh my
pedophilia.
God,
I don't
thank
think you
you.
condone it. Here, however, I am concerned because I feel like what you're synthesizing can be turned into something else that could later lead into something very dangerous. And that's my only concern. And what Brittany's concern is, I think what she's trying to say is that it could build a market, it could build some loopholes, and it could lead to more issues, and it could lead to more harm. And that's a huge problem I have. And I feel like, I don't know if we're talking about strictly people who still have thoughts or have done something, but my firm belief is once someone has touched a child and has hurt a child, there's no going back. And another concern I had too is when it was brought up that, you know, trauma, when someone molests a child, it can ruin that child's entire life. And you simply said, well, a lot of things can ruin someone's entire life.
No, I did not say that.
You literally
okay?
said that.
No.
You
What I said, hold
gaslight
on. No. What somebody said was that if somebody molested your child, you'd want to kill that person. And I said, yeah, that's true. But that doesn't mean that it's right to kill a person that does something.
But you also said that if someone kicked your kid, you would kill the person.
Because I said if somebody kicked my kid, I would also want to kill that person. There's a reason why we have a separate judicial system that decides on punishments and everything. And it's not like, well, what would you do if somebody did that thing to you? Well, I'd want to kill them.
But that's what I'm saying, that Destiny. There's a varying degree. You're comparing kicking someone to molesting someone at a young age. You have to have varying degrees here. I understand that you have a point, and you can look as frustrated as you possibly want to be. But listen, this is your communication skills. So if you have we have 6 intelligent women here, and we're all understanding the same thing that you're saying. You are not coming across how you want to be coming across.
Okay. Let me try one more time. Okay. Let me
try again, but more arrogant.
She's gonna try one more time.
Okay, let me try
again,
but
more
Okay, yeah,
arrogant.
because we're also dumb and we don't get it. So please,
absolutely. Okay,
tell us one more time.
Okay. So
how wrong we are.
Somebody said, okay, if a person molested your child, you would want to kill that person. Now, the implication there, or what they're suggesting, seems to be that if I want to kill that person, then society should kill that person. Therefore, so if anybody does something to your kid that makes you want to kill them, it seems like whatever the parent wants to do to the person that hurt their kid is how the judicial system should act. So I said, well, hold on. My counter to that was, people could do a lot of things to my kid that would make me want to kill that person. But that doesn't mean that killing that person is an action that the justice system should take. There's a reason why we separate out the justice system from what individuals want to do. Otherwise, we just have lynching again, right? So when somebody said, if somebody molests your kid, you want to kill that person.
We had to bring racism into it somehow.
Lynching has nothing to do with race, Brittany. Please find other circles on the internet to hang out in for like 2 seconds. Your mind is rotted, okay? So I'm just saying that when somebody says
my mind's rotted? You're the one sitting here trying to go, actually, hypothetically, this is why we should have ethical CP and the judicial system doesn't punish this, therefore we shouldn't shoot pedophiles. And meanwhile, you're playing back everything about, oh, what should be done to pedophiles? You'll do anything to lessen it. You'll do anything to make the harm less to them.
Hold on. So what is your actual stance, Destiny? Like, what do you think right now should be happening to a pedophile that touches your kid? Like, what would you
if a pedophile, whatever the charges in the books are for molestation, I don't know, whatever you happens in court for child rape or whatever. I don't know what the charges are. It would probably vary state by state. It's probably a state crime.
Okay. Oh, actually, okay. No, this is an interesting question because, like, I 100% get, and I don't agree with the girls who are saying you're a pro pedophile. I agree with the people that have questions.
Lauren. I try not to be pro pedophile.
I don't think you're pro pedophile. I'll give you that one.
Really attractive child.
I'll give you that one.
Borderline.
We'll see. I don't want to write it out completely. I like to keep an open mind.
Am I? Oh, okay. So, like, you said we can't have people just deciding what they want to be the law. You can't have lynch mobs. Agree with that completely. That makes sense. But I think we would both agree that molesting a child and, being angry at someone for pushing your kid over on the playground are extremely different levels of anger. Like, very, very different.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like,
and like, if you are someone who wants to kill a person because they pushed your kid over on the playground, you probably have a less logical response than 99.9% of parents who would probably want to kill someone who molested your child sexually.
I mean, sure. I'm just saying that, like, people that do bad things to your kids will evoke incredibly crazy responses out of it. Or that's my feeling. Maybe not every parent is like that. If I saw an adult hit my kid, I would be irrationally angry. I wouldn't be like, oh, well, I see that you struck my child, and now I'm going to call the cops because I would be I would be. I can't even imagine what it would be like to see an adult put a hand on my kid.
Why does it seem like you have such a huge problem with someone hitting your kid rather than fucking them? I don't.
Why
really
do you think I
understand
wouldn't
this.
have a problem with that?
Because it depends what the kid was
You don't
wearing, if
react
they were
to it.
asking
You
for it, if
yourself,
they were
how you were
flirting.
talking about it.
Hold on, I
the
couldn't
way
hear you over Chrissy being a pedophile. What did you say, Nina?
Oh God.
how
relax.
you are communicating, like how you are coming across. You just seem so much more offended by someone kicking your kid than someone fucking your kid. It seems really weird.
I can't even imagine what universe your mind is shared with right now that you would even come to that
brain is
conclusion.
You just said that.
Okay, okay, hold on. Let me just say.
I'm not trying to
If somebody raped my kid, I would want to kill them. If somebody ran over my kid, I would want to kill them. If they stabbed my kid, if they shot my kid, if they choked my kid, how many things do I need to publicly disavow that would happen to my child?
Destiny, so then right now, that's what your stance is. Your stance is that if somebody did something bad to your kid, no matter what it is, you'd want to kill them.
Probably
right?
as a parent, yeah, that's how I feel. I
Sure,
get defense for my child, yeah.
That sounds very normal. That sounds like a very normal reaction, especially to pedophilia, right?
Sure.
But where you lose me is when you start to make excuses for pedophilia, and that sounds weird.
Okay. Let me circle around this and come at it from another way. Okay. Did you guys all get mad? I don't know if there's a conservative panel or not. You guys remember when California changed the laws so that if you knowingly gave somebody HIV, they changed it from a felony to a misdemeanor? Yes. Okay. I'm sure you all heard about that. I bet you all tweeted about it. You were so mad and angry and blah, blah, blah because it's normal. But so the reason why that was done.
Yeah, I was really pissed.
Okay, that's great. It was a good change. Okay. The reason why they changed it to be the way that it is because as it stood, if you transmitted HIV from one person to another.
Being from California, I think it's disgusting.
Great. Okay. If you transferred HIV from one person to another, it was a felony, but every other STD was a misdemeanor. Now, the issue that was coming up from this was there were gay people that were like, okay, well, hold on. Why the fuck would I ever get tested for HIV when if I get tested for HIV and then if for whatever reason I end up giving that to somebody, now I have a greater charge than any other STD. People saw it as a disincentive to ever get tested for the disease in the first place.
So was it only based on prior knowledge of having
yes,
HIV?
that's what it was based on. So the incentive was, well, hold on, if I'm going to get fucked for this, I'm just not going to fucking test for it because fuck it, who cares?
So why wouldn't they just change the law to make it if you didn't get tested anyways, like a manslaughter kind of thing?
Well, it still is. If you try, because the whole point of the law is if you knowingly transferred it. But if they change it to a misdemeanor, now it isn't as heavily stigmatized that, well, if you get HIV, it's not like you're going to get like a huge felony charge or whatever. So there's more likelihood to go and get tested for it. So when we compare this situation, now please follow me. I'm not saying STDs are the same as pedophilia or STDs are the same as raping kids. When we compare to the situation, the goal should be that if there is a pedophilic person, you want that person to have as few roadblocks between them and finding treatment as possible, because the more likely they are to find treatment, the less likely they are to find a child and abuse a child. That's all I'm saying. So whenever we talk about pedophilia, it's not about making excuses or empathizing or blah, blah, blah. It's saying like, well, what do we need to do so that if you're a pedophile, you feel comfortable walking into a fucking treatment center or some shit so that you're not trying to walk into a preschool and find a kid to abuse. That's how I view that
But
situation.
like when I look at your HIV claim, I think more so that should be like a wobbler offense instead of downgraded to a misdemeanor, right? Like it should be dependent on when the court looks at it and says, okay, did this person do due diligence? They knew they had sex with 20 people between this period and that period, didn't get tested, then had sex with another person. We can now have a wobbler position and we can make that a felony or we can
not. You have
not.
to think about this from the legal system though. Imagine you're a prosecutor, okay? And John James comes in and you have to press charges against this guy. And now you have to go and find out how many people he had sex with. Like you're never pressing charges in those
No,
cases.
of course. No,
Those
no.
never
But
know,
that's why the legal system prefer wobbler offenses to just having strict misdemeanors, because that's why you're having all these problems with shoplifting and people not being put away in California right now, San Francisco, everything, because all of these things that you used to be able to make it a felony or not make it a felony, you now absolutely cannot make a felony, and people are being released and not put in jail. So to me, the answer isn't to make it not as strict laws, but to give the option to the judges and the judicial system instead of taking that option away. And,
sure, and
for
that option
pedophilia
might
as
exist.
well.
That option might exist in some other way. Maybe you can get an assault charge, or maybe something elevated, or whatever. I'm not here to argue about the specifics of the charge. I'm just saying that there's a reason why you want to destigmatize something, even if they seem really bad, like how we do with like drug abuse or whatever, right? Like drug abuse heavily stigmatized, but the less it's stigmatized, hopefully, the more people are encouraged to go and get help for it.
Clarify how that connects to pedophilia. Just clarify for me.
So when people run around and they're on Twitter all day, just bravely tweeting about how they want to murder all pedophiles, kill all pedophiles, shoot. I think what Chrissy said earlier, we should shoot them all in the head or whatever, right?
Not
when you
all
have
of
an
them.
environment.
Just
Wait,
most of them.
which ones do we not shoot, Chrissy?
Gosh, that's tough. I think the ones that are like, maybe they are in quarantine somewhere or they have their dicks cut off. That would be good.
Okay. All right, Destiny, go.
Yeah. So the goal is that if a person has the feeling that if I tell anybody I'm a pedophile, if I go to get help or treatment or whatever, everybody is going to find out and then my life is going to be over and people are going to try to fucking kill me or whatever, that person is probably less likely to go to any official and they're more likely to keep it under wraps. And they might, in the future find a kid and they might exercise their crazy sexual paraphernalia
But
on
didn't
that
you
child.
say there's not a way to help them? So
I never said there wasn't a way to help them, Brittany. Have you been following any of the conversation?
No, I couldn't follow it considering how much you're just rambling on and on.
Okay,
no, but in all seriousness,
feel free to ask me to clarify, okay?
No, but in all seriousness,
question
you said it earlier that like
what I said earlier was you can't take a pedophile and change their innate desire.
So then what's the point in them going to therapy then?
Because there are other ways that you can help.
I was going to ask the same thing.
Sure. So one way that
you just told me you can't. You just told us you can't change them. What's the point?
So one way you can do it there are drugs that you can take that can. I think the most popular therapy is there are drugs that you can take that dramatically lower your libido, and I think that's like the most success people have had. To where if you get somebody in a regimen of drugs like that over a long period of time, they just don't have any sexual desires.
Why would someone want to voluntarily take those drugs though?
Because it's probably better than raping kids.
But if a person, like, I'm just imagining this person does not want to lower their libido. Like most men don't want to lower their libido.
If a person is a pedophile, their life is going to be negatively impacted in a fuck ton of ways, and they'd probably rather live a normal life as a non-pedophile who's asexual than as somebody that's constantly trying to fuck a kid and then get murdered by a family or thrown in jail forever by the courts.
But just how do you get someone to take those drugs though?
If they're in therapy and they want to go to therapy and they don't want to be a pedophile, they're probably willing to do it themselves. I mean, that's how the therapy works now.
I like how even when he says that though, like you notice how it's like slightly sympathetic toward them, like but maybe they wouldn't want to get murdered, and maybe they wouldn't want to get hurt.
I feel like that like when I hear you talk, Destiny, and I'm being honest, like I'm not trying to attack you or anything.
Mina's like the least cunty one of us.
You do just it. I don't know what it is that comes across in this situation. You feel like you sound a little sympathetic. I don't know what it is. Like, and it's not even like, maybe it's something like maybe you think that maybe you pity them. I don't know what it is that comes across that.
Because you have to have some basic level of human sympathy to communicate with and engage
Not for
with
pedophiles, no.
For literally for Nazis, for pedophiles, even for Trump supporters. Yes, you have to have a basic level of sympathy, okay, for everybody in society, in order for everything to work. Not because you like everybody or respect everybody, but just in order to figure out how do people think and what do we do to build a better society. I'm sorry, that's how it works.
Pedophiles equal Trump supporters, apparently.
Who said that?
a question.
Brittany, your mind makes some very crazy associations.
Okay,
Are you drug abuse in here? It sounds like it's hitting on some personal notes for you.
Are we talking about offending? Are you talking about offending people or people who just have these thoughts, Destiny? When you talk about
so here are like two really weird stats. One, the majority of pedophiles aren't child rapists. They don't offend. And two, the majority of children that get molested aren't even molested by pedophiles.
Who are they molested by?
By other people that are like family members that are sexually abusing them and stuff.
But how are those family members?
You're a fucking pedophile. What are you talking about? Are you high? Like, I know I had 2 glasses of wine, but are you fucking high?
I don't want to argue stat. Google it if you
You're gonna tell us
Google
how
if you want,
someone who
okay?
lost a child is a pedophile.
No. I'm genuinely curious. Like what? Sorry, I think I'm using a you-ism, Destiny. But I'm genuinely curious.
I gotta
what
do
is
you guys are stupid pose now.
What it like?
Just
how does someone?
Isn't a pedophile?
Well, Brittany, let's let him explain. How does someone who molested a child not be a pedophile? Like, how does that work?
So pedophilia means that you are attracted to prepubescent bodies that haven't gone through puberty yet. That's what pedophilia is, right? And but there are people that can abuse children because of like, I don't know if their family, I don't know why, I don't know. I haven't had the desire to abuse a child. But my understanding is people that are like in a position of power over a child, or they have like a fucked up relationship with a child, that these people will go to like sexually abuse children, but they're not like a pedophile. Like when you follow them through their life, they've had normal sexual interactions.
How do you know
they've
this,
like,
though?
If you touch a child,
because you can
and
Google
you're
it.
an adult,
I don't
you're a
know. It's in the
pedophile.
Why
fucking
would you
research.
Google
Don't
this,
ask me.
though?
I don't know. Fucking Google it.
Someone
That's what I
who
told you.
touches a child.
And
or
You're
Googling
gonna
it.
wonder why we say you sympathize with them after you
there
just
is
said
a
someone
word
who's
for
an
it,
adult
though.
child
I
isn't a
think what
pedophile.
you're
At what point have I said like
is-
pedophiles should be allowed to rape kids, or pedophiles are okay to do whatever? I've never said this.
So
I'm
is
saying-
it
I'm
like if
These
I make
lawyers
out
are
with a
moving the
girl
tag.
once, I'm not gay kind of thing? Is that what you're
No, no,
saying?
no, no, no.
Are
It's-
you
I'm
hold on?
confused.
Are you
No, no.
talking about when there's a certain age involved? Because there is a word for that as well. Where
No, no,
you're
no, no, no.
talking
Hold on.
about-
The
if you're
hebephilia, whatever that
touching a
bullshit is.
baby,
That's
it's different than if you're touching a 12-year-old. Like, is that what you're referring to?
okay. What I'm saying is that there are Jesus, this conversation. There are people that there are pedophiles. Okay, so they go through life having an attraction to prepubescent children. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What I'm also saying is that there might be like a babysitter or a family member or whatever, and they've gone through their whole life. They have normal sexual interactions. They're not like attracted to children or whatever, but for whatever reason, they're put in a position of power over a child, and they molest that child for however that plays out. Right. And my understanding is that the majority of children that end up being molested aren't actually molested by pedophiles. They're people that like groom the child or in some other way were in a position of power over the child. And they don't have like a history of pedophilia. And when they go to jail and come out, they're not like pedophiles. They get arrested.
They're still,
But they're
That's a
still
pedophile.
considered
They're still a
pedophiles,
pedophile.
though. That's the thing. It usually to
sympathizes this
normal people, they would be considered a pedophile. I don't know where you're getting your vocabulary from. Like,
Okay, Nina, what do you think
he
a
wants to
pedophile is?
justify it. That's why.
I'm not. Who's
Like,
just? Hold on.
Because
What is
you
a
just
justification
called
media? Why do you think I'm
pedophiles not
justifying anything
pedophiles.
here? I've never
Because
said
you
anything.
just
This is
said
okay.
whoever touches a child isn't a pedophile when they are, and everybody else knows it because that's the definition of a pedophile. Someone who is sexually attracted to children. If you sexually touch a child and it's not for like, oh, I'm a doctor, it's a medical purpose, you're a pedophile.
Okay, let me
Like,
bring
how
up
is
the
this hard for you to
definition of
understand?
pedophile.
It sounds
You're
like
a
this thing is
pedophile
saying like it takes
sympathizer.
more than once. Like
Okay,
once
so
you get a freebie,
pedophile
No,
is
it
someone
doesn't.
who is
You're a
sexually
pedophile.
attracted to
Doesn't.
children.
I never
No,
had
hold
the
on.
urge to
Hold on.
section
There's a
the
very
child.
specific. If you want to have a
I'm-
conversation
you're a
about
pedophile if you
pedophilia,
do that.
okay? The things that we
support it.
the things that
You're-
we tend to be attracted to outwardly, okay, are like the secondary sexual characteristics that develop in puberty. Men bodies and women bodies will change.
I'll be right back.
They
Or
look
if
different.
you're rich.
Okay, right? They grow boobs and butts. Men get muscles and all this shit, right? These are the things we tend to be attracted to, right? Pedophiles are attracted to the smooth, whatever skin-bodied of a fucking prepubescent child. That's what a pedophile is. Not somebody that's attracted to a 17-year-old or whatever other hebophilia bullshit. It's somebody that's attracted to a prepubescent child. That's what a pedophile is, like psychologically speaking. That's my definition. I don't people were saying
You literally said if someone touches a child that if they just do it once, oh, because they're in position of power, they're not a pedophile. They literally are. I'm gonna take the position that you are supportive of pedophilia.
That's so
I don't like to
brave,
put words
Brittany.
in
You're
people's
so brave.
mouths.
Can we-
I don't like to put words
I
in
wish I
people's
could just-
mouths.
Please
However,
talk.
you have shown
Everyone has
time and
spoken
time
to
again
me
that
so
you
far.
sympathize with it. You
I
have
generally have a
basically
conversation
said
about
that
this.
you've said that somebody who touches a kid isn't a pedophile, and you argued for the social acceptance of it by saying, oh, well, if it helps, then they should get the CP. It's ethical CP. You have promoted the normalization of it. So you want to keep saying, oh, actually, I support this, that, and that. Hypothetically, you took your position, and it shows with how you talk about it. It shows with your lack of enragement with it. That's why it's so weird to you that everyone else is so enraged by it. It's because you sympathize with them. You're the only one who's not enraged by it. Because you sympathize with them, you constantly try to justify it. You constantly try to remove the label and how bad it is. And you've constantly compared it to other things such as punting a kid with kicking them in the face and Trump supporters.
My issue,
you play
Brittany.
it down.
My issue, Brittany.
That is your position.
My issue
Stop
is that
lying.
I have a child. Something people never have. Okay, I have a child. My child is very important.
Oh
to me.
yeah,
my
maybe
goal.
if I got cucked
Okay,
like
you just
you,
want
I
the whole
would.
5-minute fucking Yas Queen rant. Okay,
10 different
congratulations.
men,
Okay?
maybe I would.
My issue is that when we talk about issues in society, oftentimes people don't care about solving anything. They just want a virtue signal. That's why people on the left will go on Twitter and say, fuck billionaires and fuck the right. Okay, well, where the fuck does that get us, right? Or it's why people on the right will go on and say, like, all fucking Democrats are evil or all fucking lefties or whatever,
like
right?
how you just did with Trump supporters of comparing them to pedophiles.
So when people go online and all they want to say is, fuck this group of people, fuck this, blah, 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 blah. We don't advance any of the policy conversations that we need
Destiny.
to be
Your
having
solution is
in order
bullshit,
to
and
make
nobody
our
fucking
society a
likes
better
it.
place. So when I want a society where less children are getting abused, that means more to me than
don't,
going
Destiny.
online
You
and
don't.
virtue signaling to all of my friends about
You
how much I
virtue signal
hate
the
pedophiles. Everybody
You
hates
virtue signal
pedophiles.
pedophiles.
Everybody likes
Wow,
kids
you're
to be
so
safe.
edgy.
Everybody hates child rape. Nobody is giving you any points for this, Brittany. Nobody gives a fuck that you're
Nobody's
anti-child
giving
rape.
you any edgy
Everybody is
points.
anti-child rape, Brittany.
Destiny
The
just
only
said
difference
everybody
likes
is
kids.
that somebody
on
like
the
me
entire
wants to
stream,
advance
the
the
entire
necessary
debate.
conversations, even if they're hard, to figure out how to have less children
We've
getting
had
raped.
this
But
conversation.
you
We
would rather
established
have
you're
more
sympathetic
kids
to
getting
them.
raped as long as you get to go on Twitter and shit post all day, just like fucking BLM and Antifa and any crazy Proud Boy or whatever other dumb shit you see online,
exactly the
okay? That's the
same.
difference between you and me.
I
Wow,
just want to
you're
make the
so
point
different.
that the
You're
only
different than all the
study.
other Twitter users. You don't virtue signal. It's not like your entire fucking career is based on that. You want to talk about, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm so much smarter than you, and I'm trying to find a solution for a problem. You're not a fucking hero. You've been on this entire stream this entire time, sympathizing with them, playing down what they do, not understanding on an empathetic level, despite being a father, and you want to use your kid as a fucking shield to justify your position.
How are you saying I'm not on an empathetic level? Brittany, you have no idea what it's like to even be a parent. What the fuck are you even talking about? How the fuck are you even in this conversation?
No. You're
Other
right,
than the fact that you're still a child, I don't know how you're relevant to a child porn conversation.
You opt for your girlfriends to get cuckolded.
I think Ashley wanted to talk. Okay, let other people chime in here. Okay, let someone else chime in. You got your whole fucking Twitter, YouTube channel. Go do shit. I don't even know what you have left anymore. Actually, at this point, you clearly don't have any brain cells left.
No, you're so stupid. I have so many more brain cells. I'm galaxy brain Destiny.
Can someone else chime in, please?
Yeah, I will say something here. Okay, so like I think that I find your arguments really fascinating, Destiny, because one of the things that I think that you're referring to, because you brought up empathy, and I think that's really interesting, because I think that there is a I have a theory, an ongoing theory, that there's another entity, or whatever you want to call it, on this earth, and that's the psychopath. And I feel like the people who are born without empathy, and people who are that are natural born psychopaths, do exist, and they are usually predators. And so when a natural born psychopath happens, it has been caused by, basically, like if you hit on your head, or you have head trauma or something like that, that gets rid of the empathy strand in your brain as well. Like it does happen. So either if you're born without one, or if you have injury, like head injury or something that gets rid of it, usually you are a predator, and you will remain a predator for the rest of your life. And usually those are the people who prey on children, and they do become pedophiles, not because they are born, having a sexual orientation to be a pedophile. They are just born as predators, and therefore go on to live their life by preying on weaker people and weaker beings, including children. So that's one of the outliers that you pointed out to earlier in the conversation, where you were saying that you believe that some of them are genetically dispositioned, or that kind of thing happens. I think that you're talking about the psychopath. I think that you're talking about a natural born psychopath, and I think that I think that that's true. It could happen, but I still think that your entire conversation that I've gotten to listen to, you still sound like you're trying to normalize it. You sound like you're trying to normalize pedophilia.
All I want to normalize is less child rape. That's my goal. Okay, I don't know what position you're starting from, but my position is less child rape. Okay.
Okay, wait. Pedos have CP.
Can I respond to you? 20 things. I'll be really quick. I'll be super fast. I swear.
Okay, I'm jumping in next though. Go on.
So, psychopath and sociopath.
Okay, then Chrissy.
Leanne. I'm sorry.
So psychopath and sociopath are terms that aren't used anymore. These are antiquated. It's all under something called ASPD now in the DSM-5, antisocial personality disorder. Okay, there's a whole cluster of personality things that psychologists talk about that resemble, I guess, what we used to say were psychopathia and sociopathy. Okay, but the idea that people are born these things and it's not influenced by environmental factors. We have no idea about that. No psychology.
Antisocial personality disorders is very different than an actual psychopath. Too.
No,
you're talking about
no. Hold on. Psychopath and sociopath are now called. All of those things are exhumed now. Or
you're saying, they're in an umbrella term, dude. You don't have to be like trying to school me on like we have to like use words that everyone knows here, right?
Sure. Well, okay. Well, here's the important part. Okay, is that people in general have this idea that people are born evil, okay, or people are born good. That's not true. Given the right set of circumstances, anybody can be a Nazi or anybody can be some fucked up person that does horrible things. And the reason why it's important for us to understand that is because when we view other people as being of a fundamentally different material than us, it inhibits our ability to, one, stop people from turning into that, and two, figure out how to get those other people integrated into society or away from society in a way that minimizes harm to society. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so hold on. So that's the thing though, but if you want to get them away from society, so like I think we all agree that we don't like pedophiles here, including yourself. So you're saying that you want to get them away from society. So what do you do with pedophiles then if you want to get them from society? Chrissy came at it from an angle of getting them away from society by killing them, like actually getting rid of them. And that's a valid point. And people used to do that.
Okay, let's say, so do you think every single child that gets raped by a pedophile should be murdered?
The child? No.
Yes. Okay, what about children that grow up to become pedophiles because they're raped by pedophiles, Chrissy? Do you understand that's what you're saying?
That's not what I said.
That is absolutely what you're saying. Because
no, it's not.
Do you acknowledge that a lot of pedophiles grow up to become pedophiles because they're raped as children?
Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what
but it's not
that on.
Well, no, wait, Baker, answer that question. This is so obvious. The answer is obviously yes. A lot of children that grow up who were molested as children.
He's having a conversation with himself. I love it.
But you're not even answering my question. You just start going at Chrissy. So what is
because she said something really fucking stupid.
Of getting them away from society? What is your
I didn't
solution?
say we have to get somebody away from society, but if that is the last thing, then yeah, then that was what we do. If you've got a person that just can't help themselves and they just want to fucking rape each other, then yeah, they have to be excluded from society somehow, or at least put away from all the fucking kids, right? Same thing with mass murderers, or same thing with people that torture animals or whatever, right? You typically remove these people from society.
Can I jump in here quick?
Can I please say something on that? Because I think it's really important we do point out that when someone gets molested or hurt as a child, it doesn't mean 100% they're going to grow up to be a pedophile.
Right.
Now, a lot of people who are pedophiles happen to have a history of childhood trauma and child molestation and were hurt by someone when they were a child. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who was molested at one point grows up to be a pedophile. What I'm talking about, my concern is someone who actually acts out in pedophilia and harms a child.
Right. Okay, I'm just gonna.
I don't think that person has a part in society. I think something should be done. I just don't see how giving them child pornography as therapy, as it was originally discussed, is going to help the situation.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
I'm jumping in here real quick. There's a really difficult point I need to make here, which is the only reason Destiny is in this conversation right now and talking to us is because Destiny actually is willing to consider and accept the most bizarre ideas that are hated by society, including talking to Lauren Southern. So I appreciate that aspect of him, and I can see the benefit of that. But also, like, I do think there are some crimes in society that are worse than having the wrong politics, like Lauren, or being accused of having the wrong politics like me. Like, you know, murder, rape, these kind of things. I'd consider them worse than considering, you know, this person is an outcast of society because they said the wrong thing or did a wrong joke a while ago. Or, I mean, people accuse me of killing migrants, to be fair, but thank you for listening. Some people would say that your argument that, you know, pedophiles or parents who rape kids or uncles who rape kids aren't usually pedophiles would be the same as saying people who murder aren't usually considered murderers, or they wouldn't usually consider themselves murderers, right? They murder for the first time and they wouldn't consider themselves a murderer. It was a crime of passion. They aren't like a Dexter out here planning it, but they're still a murderer no matter what. Someone who rapes a kid, whether they consider themselves a pedophile or not, they're still a pedophile.
Destiny thinks you should get one freebie.
Chris, you have a really nice dress on, okay? I just want to say you look stunning tonight.
Let's not jump to conclusions. Everyone gets one freebie.
Sometimes
You
I talk
do.
to some women and I'm like, man, it is so
do,
good for your
Chrissy.
life that you look pretty. Okay. Lauren. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
To be okay, I just
like
want to
how
make
let's say you
Destiny.
get Lauren.
I like how
Can I
Destiny
make the point
completely
also?
insults people, like bold-faced
How was I insulting her?
Can I
You-
make the
that is
point
fucked
that I'm
up, man.
7
I said
beers
she looks
in?
very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold it.
That was
I'm
a
about to be my
fucked
third
up.
glass in.
This
after
is my
Destiny, you have a
seventh beer,
habit
by
of
the way.
You're pretty,
talking
'cause
in
you're
circles
such an
and like
idiot.
buying stuff you said a few minutes ago.
Again with the
Like,
oh,
I'm
you're such an
no-
idiot.
You
Oh,
just
my-
basically said you're
You'll-
you're lucky you're pretty because otherwise she's a fucking moron is what you're insinuating.
Whoa.
And I fucking
If you wanna
resent
interpret it that
something like
way,
that
if
because
you
you
wanna
think
interpret
you're
it that
being
way-
smart and cute.
what he
You're
does.
not. You're
If you
a
want to interpret it
fucking
that way,
idiot.
that's fine. Okay.
Okay, wait, what were you
Um,
gonna say, mate?
Okay. If you get super wasted and you make out with a girl and you do it one time, does that make you bisexual or a lesbian?
No, but
Yes,
but there are
yeah.
certain
Why would you
times,
get
like
drunk and
if
make out
you
with a
get
kid?
super wasted
Why
and
would
you
you
murder
get
someone,
drunk
does
and
that
make out
make
with a
you a
kid?
murderer?
Why would you get drunk and make out with a kid?
I don't know.
What does
Have
that
you done
to
it
do with
before? Why are you
anything?
asking us? I don't know.
No, because you just oh my gosh, you're basically talking about getting drunk and making out with like two girls making out to pedophilia. That's
No,
what you're
you
comparing
just tried to
it
jump 10 meters to the point, okay? When you can only jump like 2 meters, okay?
Okay,
Slow
wait,
down,
wait, wait.
all right?
I
So-
think she made a fine point.
It wasn't a fine point, okay? I'll explain why,
Okay.
okay? But Lauren, what I'm saying is that this is a pedophile, okay? I'm gonna okay. Holy
I'm
fuck,
listening.
this conversation.
I think
Tell
your
us,
own
tell us what a
personal
pedophile
A
is thinking,
pedophile is
Destiny.
not somebody that has asexual interaction with a child or even a million sexual interactions with a child. A pedophile is somebody that has a sexual attraction towards prepubescent children. That's what
Right.
a
If you have a
pedophile
sexual
is.
interaction
okay?
with someone, you are
So
sexually
if
attracted
a-
to them, period.
Yes.
Brittany, really? So if you get raped by somebody, you have a sexual attraction
Well,
to them?
no, I'm interested. I'm
Good one, Brittany.
That's
really
not
smart there.
consensual,
Really,
though.
really
But that's
put one in
not
there, Brittany.
consensual.
Congratulations, okay?
But
Wait,
that's
Okay,
not
sorry,
what
what
was
was I saying, Lauren?
said,
I
and
don't-
You're
I'm-
ignoring consent, apparently.
Lauren, move my box.
Not
I don't want to be
surprising
near her
from the
anymore. Move my box. Move my box.
pedo-sympathizer.
I'm gonna
Lauren,
kill
move
you
me in the
all.
bottom row.
There's
I don't want to be
Not
near her.
surprising from
What is
pedo-sympathizer. He doesn't
happening?
It's
consider
making me down.
consent
Put me
as a
down.
factor.
Put me-
I can't
I wanna
move the
go down.
boxes. It's Chrissy's.
Did
Okay,
you
I
just
think
say
I
that
understand.
he
I
gets
think I
raped?
understand.
That
No,
means-
I'm really drunk, but I think I understand. So give me a chance here. All right, my 7 Coronas in brain.
Thank you for moving me,
on?
Chrissy. Even though I
Is
was
gonna
mean to you.
interpret
Thank you
this.
so- I
That was
appreciate it.
Chrissy.
You're
Thank
so
Chrissy.
mean. I'm never forgiving you.
So pedophilia is an attraction to children. The argument that
Yes.
Destiny is making is that someone who does, I guess, a crime of passion might not be like attracted to children on a regular basis, but just does it as a
You get one.
power play or some bullshit or whatever. I don't think you can do, my personal opinion is I don't think you can do something like that without having a sexual attraction. So like I've kissed a girl before, drunk at a party, but I've also been attracted to that person. Maybe I am a lesbian. I don't care. I'll say it for the debate. Maybe I am. Fuck it. Mostly I like men. That's my preference.
You want to go to Home Depot is the
Yeah.
only difference.
But like I don't think you can do something like that without having an attraction to them, even if it is mostly for a power play. Like I just don't
Okay,
see
I
that.
understand what you're saying, okay? You're the only one that was engaging with me
But
on this
how
in
is
good
that
faith, so thank you,
comparable to
okay?
kids?
So what I'm saying
How is
is
that
when those
comparable?
people are
literally-
engaging sexually with that child, they're doing it in spite of them being a child, not because they're a child. They're doing it because they have the opportunity or because they have lack of other shit to do or they're in a position of power so they
predators.
can do it to that child, but that's why they're doing it. Because what I'm saying is that the majority of people that are, my understanding is the majority of people that are child molesters, they don't have a history of molesting children and they've got a lot of normal, healthy sexual relationships. So when they
Stop
do it to this one
justifying it.
person, it's not because they're a pedophile and attracted to them, it's because the opportunity presented itself and this is what they decided.
But what I'm
You should
saying
go
is,
vice
I
versa
don't
if you want
think
it.
I don't
opportunity
think they would
unless they're a
take that. I don't
pedophile.
think they would take it without the sexual attraction being there to
Right.
some degree.
Lots of people
even
have
if it's
the
a small
opportunity.
degree. Like I wouldn't
Okay,
make out with a
I
girl at a party if I didn't find her at least a little
I'm gonna
hot,
start
even if I'm
adopting
mostly
this.
heterosexual.
I think it's appropriate for sympathizers to go like this. I think that's when it's appropriate to do
Okay,
the, oh, you're so
Destiny.
stupid
Honest
phase.
question.
Hi, Ashton. What's up?
Again,
Go
I
ahead.
don't think you.
First
approve
time,
of
long time.
pedophilia. I want.
Okay.
um,
I appreciate it every
say
time you
that.
say that. I feel less like a child molester. Everything you
I'm
say.
just.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
trying
Okay,
to
go ahead.
understand. I'm trying to understand the logic and the comparison of things. You're comparing a lot of things together with what we're talking about. That I'm just like I
Okay.
do not understand. But I'm trying. I'm trying to have a conversation.
Okay.
So when it comes down to what you're saying about people, according to you, people who touch children doesn't mean they're exactly a pedophile. It just means they touch the child. What would you say is another reason besides pedophilia for that person to touch a child?
So my understanding is that if you don't have another source of sexual gratification and you have easy access to another person, then much like if a fucking kid does a weird shit with an animal like once in their life or with their friends once in their life or some dumb shit, but they never repeat it, that sometimes people will just look for sexual outlets, or women that hump couches might not be sexually attracted to couches, or kids or teenage boys that fuck their stuffed animals, I don't know, whatever crazy shit or furry shit or whatever, right? Whatever people do, just because you do it because you have the opportunity is a different thing, not good, not acceptable. It's still horrible and bad, but it's a fundamentally different thing than doing something because you're like super attracted to it, right? We would say there's a difference between like a woman that like humps a couch because she wants to get off versus somebody that humps a couch because they have like a fetish for couches. These are like two fundamentally
Yeah, but
different
it could one could lead to the other
Are we
though.
talking Pier 1 imports?
Okay.
IKEA.
So
question,
again,
I
we're
have a
failing
question.
to acknowledge
what-
consent, by the way. Like he just mentioned.
Who's failing
once
to acknowledge
again,
consent?
You,
What?
because
Hold
you're
on.
comparing
Hold
children
on.
doing
I have a
things and
question.
children can't consent.
Destiny.
I never said
Destiny?
children could consent. That's why having
You
sex
just
with
used
children
them
is
as an
bad.
example as if they could. Oh, what
Hold
if a
on.
kid has an animal, blah, blah, blah. Children can't consent, period.
Wait,
So
hold
no,
on.
it's
Just,
not an argument.
I'm not saying
You
children
fail
can
to
consent.
understand that concept.
I don't.
No, but you-
I swear to. I promise I understand this way better than you do. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about right now. Couches
Oh, I'm
don't
sure you.
consent to
I'm
being
sure
humped.
Can I
you've
ask you?
entertained the concept of consent.
Destiny,
a
can I
lot.
ask you something?
Anything you want, Ash.
Destiny, what would you if you could decide right now what happens to those people who touch children and do those things to them? Okay, what would you do with those people? Like you personally, what would you do?
He said
like,
the judicial
hold on.
system.
He
That's
said
what he said
the
earlier.
judicial
Me
system
personally, or,
based
like,
on
what
what
should
the
we do,
state
like
says.
prosecutorally?
If you were president of America or like
Okay, and I could set
king of the
whatever
world,
policy-
I don't care. Yes, on those people who touch children. That's all I want to know.
I don't. Whatever the appropriate charges for like raping, statutory rape, it would probably be
Right,
along
but
those lines.
What would
What?
wait. Statutory rape, like wait, for a pubescent child?
If you have sex with a minor as an age of majority person, as an adult, that's default is statutory rape. It's always considered
Right,
rape.
But you
Yeah.
said hemophilia was
Like-
different.
I
You
never
said
said
it's
it was
not a
okay,
prepubescent-
Brittany. Are
you
you
said
okay?
it wasn't a prepubescent body, so
Brittany,
why is
do
it
you
now
want me
the
to
same
justify this?
thing?
Do you have a 15-year-old you're trying to fuck, Brittany? I'm not here to help you with that argument, okay?
Okay,
Find
here we
somebody
go
else,
again
sweetie.
with him doing this every
Okay.
time I make a point. He's
You're
like,
not making
actually,
any
no,
points,
you
Brittany.
actually,
You think you're
no,
making a point, okay? Because the 6 brain cells that you borrowed from your friend or whatever are
Destiny,
firing
you're
at
avoiding
maximum
my
capacity
question.
right now, okay?
Oh, the
I'm
two
sorry,
that
Ashley,
you
what did you
tried
say?
earlier with your hand over your
Ashley,
head.
what did you
my
say?
God.
I can't
Earlier
hear
he
you.
said that
Over
he
Brittany's
said that
screeching.
hebophilia.
Yeah.
He said that hebophilia.
Even 2 windows
is
away, I
different
can
than
still hear her like
pedophilia.
she's right next to me, like we're neighbors again.
It is different. He
Destiny.
said that
Why?
hebophilia
Destiny.
and
Here's my
pedophilia
question.
are different because they're not prepubescent bodies, but now he wants
So-
to act like they're the same by calling it statutory rape instead of pedophilia.
Brittany
Oh, it's the
has a
same when it's
point.
16. Oh, but
Brittany
now it's
has
the
a
same as
point,
8-year-old.
But can I please? Brittany has a point. So Destiny, I want to make it clear. I'm talking about people who touch prepubescents, not like a 25-year-old having sex with a 17-year-old. I'm talking about someone who is old touching a prepubescent child. Do you think that should be statutory rape?
So
Or
my,
what do you think
my
should
guess is what it should be is you would probably charge and convict on statutory rape, and then 2, once the person is out of jail or whatever, you would probably, if they still have those urges or if they can't prove they don't, then they'd be committed to some
He asked for
psychiatric
your
institution.
opinion, not
That's
what
what
you
I
would
just said. My
Why-
opinion is what I'm saying
why
is
only
they should be
statutory rape?
they should be put in because that's what the charge is. It's statutory rape. You put them in jail for statutory rape, and then if
I'm
they
saying
still
it should
have
be treated the same as
Not the
hebophilia.
what?
He said you're
asked you
saying
for
that it should
your
be treated the same as a 17-year-old and a 25-year-old as an 8-year-old and a 40-year-old. That's essentially what you're saying. The
That's what
charges
I'm
should be the
8-year-olds having
same.
sex with 4-year-olds? What the fuck are you talking about, Brittany?
Wait,
I'm
what?
talking about in the example.
Brittany, I think you have one
I'm
of your
talking about in
one
the
of your
example
gross little
that an
windows are open right now on your
8-year-old
desktop,
live
Brittany. I think you need to
doxing
close it,
child
okay?
has
Stop
sex with
reading
an
from the
older
screen in front of you and
person.
engage
He
in
asked me a question. He
conversation.
doesn't let me
Right now.
answer. So you
This is a
said
lot of dodging. Brittany, okay, let him talk. Because I actually,
Ashley.
here's the thing.
Yeah, what I think is what should happen is you should be charged with statutory rape because you're having
So
sex with a
even
minor.
if it's a 25-year-old with a 5-year-old, they should get the same charge as a 25-year-old with a 17-year-old?
Yeah, it's all statutory rape. It's all bad.
there you go.
Oh my
That's
God.
what
See,
I'm
this
talking
is
about.
why you're in. Oh my.
Wait, whoa!
Now I'm doing
Dude,
this.
this
'cause
isn't
it's
his
like,
opinion,
holy
this
shit,
is
Hold on,
just
wait.
hypothetical.
Dude,
She
really
asked
Do you
him
just
to
think,
say
do
that?
that.
do you think that like 30 or 40-year-olds should be able to fuck 17-year-olds?
Uh,
Okay,
Not-
those are really bad things, right?
But it's But it's totally different than
But
a
it's a
20 than
100%
to
a different thing. A
5-year-old.
17-year-old at least has had a sexual education and has an emotional understanding of what's going on. Whereas then you're talking about a 5-year-old versus a fucking like what, a 20-year-old and a
Now I'm
5-year-old,
actually
and that's
fucking concerned.
Okay,
Like,
hold
are
on.
you
Now, okay,
fucking
wait, hold on.
serious,
Do you think
man?
is it worse to kill a 6-year-old
Get
or
your
worse to
clips,
kill a
get your clips.
17-year-old?
What the fuck does that have to do
Answer
with
please answer the question instead of deflecting one
So
time.
if it's
have
here,
to do
wait,
with the
wait,
other.
wait, can I say something?
No, wait, I want you to answer the question. Is it worse to kill a 17-year-old or worse to kill an 8-year-old?
It doesn't really.
No, answer the question. Don't say answer the question. Is it worse to kill a 17-year-old or worse to kill an 8-year-old?
Because an 8-year-old's innocent. It's both
question.
bad, though.
Killing and
It's
fucking are not equal.
I'm waiting for Nina to answer. I don't know
Seventeen-year-old,
why I
if a
got it.
17-year-old has a
Is it
consensual
worse to kill an
relationship with
8-year-old or a
25
17-year-old?
But killing and fucking are equal.
Listen,
Compare
both
the
are
two.
bad,
They're both
but
terrible,
I
but an
guess
8-year-old is inherently
the
innocent,
8-year-old,
doesn't have the
because he has a
comprehension.
longer life to live than the 17-year-old.
So are you gonna charge like different crimes then for killing an 8-year-old versus killing a 17-year-old?
Killing
No,
and
you
are
are
the
Why do
same.
you
question.
keep? Hang on. Why do
They
you
should
keep
both be charged
the
appropriately,
into
but
something
it is
else?
worse
When
to
we're
kill a
talking
child.
about pedophilia, and you're talking
Everyone,
about
can I
either
please
killing
say something about this? Can I
kicking
please make a
someone.
point here? A 25-year-old
I don't know why you're laughing.
having
You
a
said it's
consensual
fine.
relationship.
Because it's a one-to-one comparison. Your brain is like falling apart, seeing how
a
obvious it is.
25-year-old
Chances are,
having a
if you
consensual
have,
relationship
if you,
with a 17-year-old
if
is
you
way
statute,
different
Let her
than a
finish.
25-year-old touching a 4-year-old. It's way different.
Okay, what would you charge
And
for?
you
What do you think
just
should be?
said-
What do you think should be charged? What should the charge be?
I
Ashton?
want to clarify something with you.
I want to hear. No, I want to hear you
said-
tell us. What should the charge be then?
Let me say this first. You said earlier that someone attracted to a 17-year-old is different than someone attracted to a 5-year-old because pedophilia is technically someone attracted to someone who's
Prepubescent,
prepubescent.
true.
Because a 17-year-old person, it looks more like an adult, right? So why would you give the same sentence for someone having sex with a 17-year-old as someone having sex with a 5-year-old?
I never said
Exactly.
the
Why
same
would you give the same
sentence. Wait, I never
No,
said.
oh, wait a minute. Yes, you
You legit
You
just
can't
did
gaslight
it.
on a stream that you can literally take clips from. I'm sure everyone has
You
100
said
clips that you said.
Do you
Statutory
understand?
rape
Do
for
you
both.
do you understand that charging somebody with the same crime doesn't mean that the sentencing guidelines are always going to be the same for the same crime? You can sentence people. You can
no.
sentence people to
Child
different.
rape is different than statutory rape.
What? You can sentence people to greater like.
Statutory rape is different than child rape, man.
You can sentence people to greater prison times for the same crime as another person. Raping a 7-year-old is probably worse than raping a 17-year-old. I agree with you on that.
Probably.
Right?
No,
he
shit.
can't say with
Gee,
confidence.
thanks.
He can't.
Here's
He
the
has
thing,
to
I'm
always
not even
downplay
talking about-
pedophilia. He always has
Hold
to
up,
downplay
hold
it.
up.
Because we're
I'm
talking
not
about
even saying
hypotheticals. I
raping
can't
a
tell you every
17-year-old.
No,
fucking case.
she
I
asked
see.
you your
saying
opinion.
raping.
We're not talking about hypotheticals.
My opinion is if I could hypothetically change the law, right? You can charge 2 people with statutory rape. It doesn't mean that the sentencing is going to be the exact same. Somebody that has the propensity to rape a
No,
7-year-old
child
versus
rape and
17-year-old is obviously way fucking
Can I say
different in
something
society.
really quick? Hold up. Statutory rape implies that the 17-year-old and a 25-year-old had a consensual relationship, and the statutory rape is there because the 17-year-old's obviously a minor. Child rape and statutory rape are very different things.
Is there like a specific crime for child rape?
We don't care about the
It's
technical.
rape.
That we care that one is obviously even worse than the other because
then
child
why not?
rape
Then why not
has
just?
no comprehension.
Then why not just?
So-
Wait, hold on. Then why not just?
And the
ask?
17-year-old and
Do you think
25-year-old consensual.
Do you think that there is no such thing as minor adult consensual sex? That's why it's called statutory rape if they're a minor. That's what statutory means. It means it's always considered
Right.
rape in the eyes of the law, right?
But
Okay.
comparing that 7-year-old and 25-year-old, which you did,
I'm not comparing it. I think the fucking charge on the fucking books is the same. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what I'm not a fucking prosecutor. I don't know how you charge child sex crimes, right? If you're asking me,
Sure.
is one worse than the other? Yeah, it seems to be probably the case. And if you're asking me too, should somebody get sentenced to like a longer
Probably
prison
the
term
case.
for it? Then yeah, probably that's also the case as well. Sure.
You
yeah.
can't ever take a stance. It has to be
so
hypothetical so
cavalier.
you can
You're
dance your way around things. You can never just say your opinion when someone even asks you directly.
I
your
literally
opinion.
just
It's
told my
not
opinion,
possible.
Brittany.
Why can't you say with confidence that pedophilia is fucking worse than all these other things? Why is it so hard?
That's how many
for
brain
you?
cells you have left. You just burned through
Sydney.
one of them. I saw it.
Yes.
Brittany,
Oh
happen
wow!
in real
How many
time.
brain
Romeo
cell
and
jokes do you want to
Juliet
make? You want to
Bazar.
put your hand on your face again for the 100th fucking time too? Because you know that I'm correct, and you just want to go and oh, I can just go in and insult her, and that'll dismantle her.
Okay, Brittany, can I ask you a serious question?
We can have our ad hocs back and forth.
Brittany,
that's
can I ask
fine.
you a
But every
serious
time I
question?
make a point, we're gonna retort with that, and then come.
Brittany, can I ask you a serious question? Yes, Ash and I do. They're not relevant to this conversation.
Okay,
Brittany,
Stardust
do
is
you
here.
think-
Everyone
Brittany,
say hi to
do you think that I
Stardust.
think
Hello,
that raping a
Stardust.
7-year-old is the same thing as raping a 17-year-old?
Thanks for bringing me.
And then I think
So-
Haz might be joining. It's gonna get special.
Okay, hold on. Romeo and Juliet laws are very relevant in this conversation.
A 40-year-old
They
cannot Romeo and Juliet his way to a 17-year-old's pussy. That's not how that works. I'm sorry. It's
I
not
said
relevant to this conversation.
22, 25-year-old, and 17-year-old.
We're not talking about 22, 20. If you want to talk about 20, 25-year-old, there's
she
probably
said
nothing wrong with a
that.
20-year-old having sex
said
with an
that.
18-year-old.
I
said
just
that,
said that. I just said that,
Okay,
though.
if you want to change the
I compared a
question, give me something different.
25-year-old.
Okay.
No. I compared a 25-year-old and 17-year-old, like, dating, right? And I think it's weird, but I've seen people do that compared to a 25-year-old, you know, with a 5-year-old. That's why I
Okay,
compared
my
the
understanding
two,
is that
and
a
you said they
Romeo
get
and
the same
Juliet law
sentence.
won't cover a 25-year-old and a 17-year-old. You have to
Fine,
be
a
within like 3.
22-year-old
It's
and
usually like 2 or
17-year-old.
3 years of age. But
That is
that's not
correct.
even
It is
relevant.
within 2
Listen,
or 3
I'll
years
give you
of
the
age.
answer you
That law-
want. If a person is like raping a kid versus raping like a teen, the kid rape is obviously fucking worse. They should obviously be charged, and they should be sentenced to a greater probably sentence than the person that raped a
Okay.
17-year-old.
It looks like
that's-
it hurts you to say that. It took you so long just to even say
No, because that
without
wasn't
using
the
the word
question you
trauma.
asked me. Because unfortunately, I have a more than a level 1 engagement with the fucking legal system. Okay, when you ask me what should they be charged with,
We're not
if
asking
somebody's
about
charged
legal
with a
system, we're
crime,
asking about
doesn't mean that the
morality.
sentencing is the fucking same. Two people can be charged with the same crime and have dramatically different sentencing. That's crime 101. Is how the fucking judicial system works.
We're asking about your morality. Oh, there
Well,
you
we're-
go.
we're-
So
If
that's
you wanna
what
ask me about my morality-
we're asking about your knowledge on
If you want to ask me
statutory
about my morality,
charges or how many years. We were asking what you
Brain cell
would
joke.
think.
that's. Brittany, are you okay? Did you just
Hi,
lose another
Stardust.
5? Are you down to
Welcome
4?
to
Brittany, are you okay? Do you have
So-
5 brain cells? Brittany, you have
Nina,
5 brain
Nina,
cells? Are you okay?
4 left.
Oh,
Nina,
hand over
if you want to
hand.
ask me about morality, then ask me like what's wrong or wronger, or what's right or wrong. Don't ask me if I could charge a crime, blah blah blah. These are legal questions. and
Okay,
moral
but you're
questions. They're
playing
fundamentally
semantics
different.
here, man, because I brought up psychopathy and you brought up, oh, well, the terms have changed now because you want to like educate us and mansplain to us what the fuck everything
Oh my
means,
God.
right? Like
Am I on
that's
a liberal panel now? Are these fucking
Yeah,
lefties?
you
Is
are,
this fucking
yeah.
BLM Antifa? Am I mansplaining now? My
No,
legs are spread wide open
no,
too.
no,
I
no.
hope I'm
I
not
just,
fucking
I
your
just
seat on
said
the
that
bus,
word
okay?
to trigger you. Seriously, though, I meant explain. Okay, seriously, I was
The
joking.
reason why I'm
Calm down.
attacking your words of psychopath or sociopath is not because it's like, oh, it's ASP now. My issue is when you said that people are born this way. We don't know if people are born anyway. We don't even know if people are born gay or not, right?
But you don't even think people are born hetero. That's the thing. That's
It
the
might be
issue.
all. It might. This is how I view it in my mind. This is how I think we view it currently. Okay, you're probably born with like a 98% chance to be heterosexual, assuming normal environmental factors, and maybe like a 2% chance to be gay. Maybe in some people that's higher. And then based on how you were raised or what happens in early development or even in the fucking womb, maybe some of those genes are activated or deactivated, and then you become gay or
Okay.
heterosexual. That's how my understanding of how it works.
Oh no. I'm sorry, y'all. We needed some
You're
more
muted.
male energy in here. All
Did we
right.
ever get an answer on whether these
Haz, you're
whether
muted.
people-
You need to unmute yourself, my
Uh,
friend.
This
Or
has-
Chrissy,
yeah,
do you have to
People
unmute
not
him?
able to hear me.
Okay, I'm trying to unmute him, but he has
Haz,
muted
you're talking to a
himself.
whole lot of no one.
He's muted himself.
You're getting real mad at no
Is
one.
this like his
right, you're
thing where
good.
they
What-
come into
what-
streams and talk and mute for?
You're
What
good.
did I get myself into?
This guy is going off.
He muted himself.
Did we ever get an answer to whether people here would want to kill if they're willing to kill pedophiles, whether they would want to kill victims of pedophiles?
But like, I think the people said that it didn't matter if you're just a victim. No, I think the people who are advocating.
But how are you
going
to determine?
Well,
how are you
you
gonna
can be
determine-
both, and I think the being pedophile overwhelms the being a victim is what the consensus
Once
was.
you make the decision to be a predator, then
Yeah,
but
so
pedophiles
we
and
hunted
predators
a
are two different
child.
things, right?
We can make the distinction that people who are predators are different from people who are attracted to children, right? It takes a special type of person to violate somebody's boundaries, violate their autonomy, right?
Mhm.
So a pedophile is not necessarily a predator.
Yes, they are. They inherently want to prey on people. If a tiger, just because a tiger doesn't go and hunt all of its normal prey that it hunts, it doesn't mean it's not a predator. It's still an apex predator.
a pedophile can be attracted and choose not to act on that attraction.
I don't give a shit.
Just like a predator can a predator can not typically be attracted to children and still choose, because we've learned that rape is about power, to rape a child, right?
I don't care about that. Actually,
so you don't care.
You don't care about any part of the conversation. It's all
Hold on.
Because you don't care about
Why
the
are you okay with killing children? Why are you okay with killing children who were molested?
Okay, you want to
Stardust makes a point.
Why are you okay with killing children who were molested? I want to know that.
Hang on, because we're not talking
Here's
about.
the answer to the question.
Yeah, yo.
Here's the answer to the
Oh,
question.
you're working now.
Has figured out his mic.
Okay, so you're trying to frame me as a bad person by saying, "Oh, well, actually,
You're trying to
you
frame
believe this
everybody
and put words
else
in
who's
my
on
mouth."
Hey,
this
don't
side
interrupt
a
her.
bad person.
Who's interrupting Brittany? Don't interrupt her.
So here's the thing. I think if somebody is sexually attracted to children, you are inherently a bad person. Just like I think if somebody touches a child sexually, you are a predator. You are a pedophile. I don't know how that's not crystal clear and why we're making so many arguments.
Wait, why is there a debate about that?
The technicality is actually, if you don't touch the kid, then actually you're not as bad. No, I don't give a shit. They're all terrible. They're all fucked up. They're inherently, fundamentally fucked up. I don't like predators, period. I don't care if you're offending or not offending.
Okay, hold on. Who disagrees with Brittany? Who disagrees with Brittany?
What, if you just because you molest a child doesn't
I
make you a
don't disagree
pedophile?
with
That's
her.
not.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Destiny.
I disagree because by her argument, we would be killing people who were victims of child molestation.
Wait, no, but I think
If you're an adult and you're a pedo,
how are you going to determine that, Brittany?
Because you molest someone doesn't make you a pedophile? How?
Because rapists rape. They do it for power. They don't do it necessarily
It
because
matter.
they don't do it because they're attracted. How many girls have been told you were never no way that you would get raped? You're too ugly for it.
Hold on.
Stardust.
That's not the point. The point is the moment.
So are you trying to say there are forms of pedophilia that are not rape?
There are pedophiles who don't rape people.
Look, one time I did not mean to drive. Hold on. I have a point.
Those are two different things.
Everyone,
Fantasy and reality are two different things, Paz,
Hang on,
right?
let
Chrissy hasn't
Actually, if
in a
anything,
while.
pedophiles have been shown
Chrissy.
to be delusional in that they think that they can
Stardust.
have romantic
Chrissy,
relationships with people
about
who can't have one.
Hold on. One time I
Let
got lost in
Chrissy
the city
speak.
driving around.
Chrissy
I went
gets
on the
one
George
chance.
Washington Bridge. I ended up in New Jersey. I didn't mean to go to New Jersey. I didn't want to go to New Jersey, but I ended up in New Jersey. That doesn't mean I didn't.
Nobody
go to New Jersey.
accidentally molests a child, so I don't know what
The
the
point
fuck you're
is,
talking
whether I meant to go to New Jersey or not, I went to New Jersey, and
Chrissy,
my
why can't you
intentions
just
don't matter.
admit? Why can't you just admit that Brittany's right?
She actually agrees with you.
You're literally not even listening to me, Hat. You're literally
She's actually
the point is
agreeing
that
with you.
You're
Jersey
being
is
a
the
hothead.
pedophile.
You're being a hothead instead of actually listening to me.
I just don't appreciate how you talk to Brittany. That's all.
You're a retard. I'm friends with
Oh,
you.
really?
You're not even
Fucking
listening.
based. Chrissy is based as fuck. Holy shit.
All right,
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
Chrissy just kicked
Dispatch
him.
with alacrity. Oh my God.
Chrissy's agreeing with you, and you're yelling at her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that was
sorry.
crazy. I don't.
If
That
he
guy's wrong. Like,
I think he might have misunderstood the
Who
point.
invited this fucking caveman onto the stream? He's not even capable of listening. Like, you can go drag your knuckles on another stream.
Oh my God.
Stardust, can I just get back to
The point
something
is,
that
hold
the
on, what I was
Stardust
trying to
brought
say
up?
is, if I didn't mean to go into New Jersey, I got turned around. I ended up on the George Washington Bridge, but that doesn't deny the fact that I went into New Jersey. And New Jersey fucking nobody should be there. Okay,
Nobody likes
whether I
Jersey.
meant to,
Turnpike is
whether
awful
I meant to or
smelling.
not, and I went there by accident, I still went there.
Right.
Stay out of New
Exactly.
Jersey.
See, that's the thing. That's what I want to bring up, Stardust, because you're talking about if a predator, you're talking about if someone was basically sexually molested as a child and then ends up doing that. You're saying
If
that
they end
that
up-
person.
So what I'm saying is, people, there are a good portion of pedophiles who have been molested as children. Now, we don't know. I personally don't know the statistics surrounding how many of them offend. But if it is the case that they are attracted to children, but they don't offend, and they were as a result of them themselves being molested or raped, then why would we choose to, as people say, we should kill them all,
Stardust,
right?
you wouldn't know about them though. If they are not offenders, and if they don't actually offend, if they don't go around touching kids, no one's gonna know that. So even if they are pedophiles, we wouldn't know that they're pedophiles.
So you're making the distinction then that predators are the ones who should be punished and not actual pedophiles.
Well, absolutely, but I'm also making a distinction that if that person was was molested as a child and then turned out to become a pedophile and continued the cycle of molesting other children, then they do deserve consequences.
So maybe we would encourage them to get help before that happens, right? Or encourage them to seek therapy before that happens, right?
But then you have people like Destiny here saying that there is no therapy for people like that because that is their sexual orientation and
there's
I never said there was no therapy. I just said you can't get them to not like children, but you can get them to not abuse children. The goal is not to make them not like children. The goal is to make them not abuse children. So doing things that would curb your sexual drive, or removing them from environments where they might be exposed to children. I literally just gave you two things.
So a lot of these pedophiles have that delusion where they think that they can have a romantic relationship with children, and we all know that they can't, right? So part of getting them into therapy is about making them realize that they cannot have a romantic relationship, they cannot have a meaningful relationship, and they cannot engage in a relationship with a child without severely harming them.
That's crazy, Stardust.
But yes, that's true. Like, I mean, they would have to be told that. But you're talking about someone, a hypothetical pedophile who would be willing to go to therapy and stop that sexual attraction before they commit that crime or sin or whatever you want to call it.
I think being a predator takes a unique state of mind. I think being a predator takes a unique state of mind. When somebody is a predator, when somebody rapes somebody, generally they don't view that person, their autonomy is very important. So that's why I think we need to intervene before. Right, we need to intervene before they get that mentality, right?
Don't say something. These girls are boring as fuck.
Yo, continue.
I don't understand why we're making this distinction between predators and pedophiles. All pedophiles are predators.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brittany.
They're not.
Even if they're not offending, they're still predators.
That's the way it started.
If you have a tiger that wants to hunt a bird, it's still a fucking tiger.
We're not tigers. I don't know what you're saying.
We're a human that wants to hurt a human that's smaller and cannot defend itself and cannot consent and does not understand or comprehend romantic relationships or sexual interactions, and you want to prey on that, you are a predator. It doesn't matter if you act on it or not. Why are we trying to make this distinction and sympathize with them?
The reason why I'm making this distinction important is because we're trying to make it so that less children get raped rather than virtue signals.
And by normalizing it is not how you do it. By playing it down.
You don't even know
defending it and sympathizing with Max. Like fucking teachers.
How does it lead to less? So let's say there's a serial killer who's fantasizing about murdering people. Why do you need to make that distinction in order to minimize the amount of victims? Go ahead.
What?
Why do you need to recognize the distinction between a predator and a pedo in order to minimize the amount of victims?
If there's a huge difference,
he makes a good point.
Let's say let me respond to it. Sure. Wait, hold on. So let's say that Okay, go ahead, Ash. I've spoken more than you. If you want to.
Here's the thing. He makes a good point on that because here's the if how we know who's going to make the next move if we constantly rely on, we can't punish someone until they actually hurt someone.
Why?
Well, it's like, great. They're allowed to.
Why can't
I'm agreeing with you.
Well, okay, but then
wait, let me finish. Let me fucking finish. Holy shit, I've been interrupted every time I'm fucking on here. Please do not
I thought you were down. I'm saying live for a second.
Holy shit, I've been interrupted every time I'm making a point to what Haz is saying. So, if you are a pedophile, right? And you are saying, well, we can't really do anything until they're not really a predator until they actually do something. But the point is, what do we do to avoid them from actually making the move? Because we can't just wait for them to do something and then there goes a child that's hurt.
How do you
So I
know
see
that
it-
they're
I
a pedophile?
understand-
You know
Well,
what?
that's the
Here's
thing,
one
is
of the
how
things
figure
that
that
can be
out.
easily solved. Communities, stronger communities that can root out signs of this kind of thing should be able to deal out and take their own garbage out in the back in their own
hold on.
way.
Wait, what? Oh my God.
I have a question.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I want to know Ash's answer. How do you know who's a pedophile if nobody's offended? What do you even?
Well,
let's say someone is consuming child pornography, or they have like a diary where they're entertaining these fantasies, whatever. These are all indications that people could be pedos.
This is so. Of all the people that molest children, like 10% of them have ever used child pornography. It's a very, very small minority.
How do you know
that?
How do you know this statistic? That is such a
I
weird
get that, Destiny.
statistic
You're
to
not
know.
gonna know who's a pedo.
If you care
until
about
they
the
reveal
subject,
them.
you'll know about it,
You're
right?
not
I've
gonna
been
know-
sitting here drunk
Listen,
reading
you're-
studies, and they all say there's no correlation either way. So it's not going to make you rape more or rape less.
But you're not gonna know who's a pedo until they reveal themselves in some way. Obviously, that's true. How would you know otherwise?
Well, because if we have a
Exactly,
better
you can't.
system than Haz's system of take them out into the trash and murder them as soon as we figure it out, then maybe
No,
people
I
will
didn't
get,
use
maybe
TOS.
people will
He
go
never
to
said the
school and
word
do
murder.
something until they
Listen.
have.
I used very ambiguous language. I'm a lawyer, Destiny. Thank you. Anyway, what I was trying to say though was that the system you're proposing is basically what you're trying to say is we're gonna basically tell them you're not gonna be in trouble if you're a pedo, just so we can find out who you are and help you. But the thing is, Destiny, the nature of the pathology is to be hidden. It doesn't matter how much you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna try to help you, or we're gonna try to work with you, something like that. They will always try to keep it hidden. They're never going to come out in the open and face society's ostracization. Your system might not. Your system
answer the question.
might not want them to be executed legally, whatever. But the people and people's everyday sentiments, which matter way more, always will.
Yeah, but that's
so
what we're
pedos
talking.
will
That's what we're
always want to
talking.
be
That's why we're
kept
talking
hidden.
about changing those sentiments. That's what the whole.
You
point
will
of this
never
conversation
change those sentiments that
Okay, well,
lie
then
in
let's
the
have a
heart.
different. Then why are we even talking about this then? Why not just open with that? What you instead of just wasting your time saying a whole bunch of dumb shit, you should just say,
So
"Hey,
do you
nobody's
earnestly
mind is
believe-
going to change on this, so we just
Hold on,
shouldn't."
do you-
even bother
I'm
talking
just
about it."
trying to
That's
defend the
not
common
reasonable.
sense. Do you earnestly believe you're going to change people's common sense deeply embedded?
Why do you say common sense? Common sense is begging the question.
Because
It's
we are a
ultimate
society
in
of
fucking
parents.
intellectual
Because we are a
masturbation,
society
right?
of
Like,
parents.
common sense says intuitively I can know this fucking thing.
Because we're a society of parents and families who love and want to protect their children. So naturally, we are going to hate pedos.
I have a question.
What's that?
Wait, someone has a question that hasn't spoken in a while. Who is that?
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask, Haz, do you think we should punish people who have a preference for women who are very
Shut the fuck up. I didn't hear what she said.
for women who have okay, so do you think we should punish people who have a preference for women who are very petite and flat chested and have very thin legs?
Obviously not. No.
But also it depends on how old this woman is.
Shut the fuck up.
What
Shut
are we
the fuck up.
talking about?
They only brought me on. You're gonna listen.
I'm
No.
the host.
Obviously, shut the fuck up. Obviously not. I don't see what's relevant about that point. I mean, yes, there could be people who have certain like pedo-like attractions toward adults, but that's not yet pedophilia. Like,
Do you think
overt
that
pedophilia.
all people
It's
who
kind
like
of creepy,
alcohol or
and
alcoholics?
you have the right to view it as creepy, but you don't
be able to
have the
take them
right
out in
to
the
act
trash?
on it as a society.
Do you think that all people who like alcohol are alcoholics?
What?
That's not the same thing.
That's
What are you
definitely not the
talking
same thing.
Wait,
That's
what
not
are you
the
talking
same.
about?
Why
One
not?
is an addiction.
not the same.
Alcoholism is an addiction.
No,
Yeah, we
that's
don't
not
do-
the same as
so
harming
the
kids.
rule
And
is
a
no
petite woman
comparisons
is a
here. We
woman
cannot do
who
comparisons
is a
here because
child.
people's minds fucking
She's
fall
a grown
apart
woman.
when you compare things
Okay.
here. Okay, don't do it. Don't waste your
Okay.
time.
No, I'm trying to
Alright.
say
No.
alcoholism is an addiction. It is like
Right.
what comparison
So
are you
if
making?
somebody is inherently has an inherent attraction to children, wouldn't that be something kind of similar, like to
No,
you know?
No, it's not.
Hold on.
It's not the same at all.
Let me
It's not
entertain it. Let me entertain
alcohol.
it.
Wait, if
Alcoholism.
somebody has
Listen.
genetic
I'm going
a
to
genetic
entertain it.
trait, wait, if somebody has a genetic
no.
trait,
Yeah, I'm
somebody
gonna
genetic
entertain
trait
it.
Tested
to be
women.
an
Let's say- no, let me
alcoholic,
entertain it.
and somebody
Let me
has a
entertain it.
genetic trait
Now,
to
let me
be a
tell you something.
pedophile, then
No,
what?
I get the point. I'll entertain it.
No,
I-
because there are studies
yeah.
that show that it can happen.
I don't know if pedophilia is something people are born with. I personally doubt it. But let me just entertain it and assume that you're correct. that people are born that way. That's not our problem. We don't care. Even if God made them that way, God condemned them to be.
So we might as well just advocate for the killing of just people based on things that they're born with now, right?
Thought crime.
You know what?
Like,
what's your background?
Let's just genocide people then.
You know what, Stardust?
Literally,
I didn't advocate for killing. I didn't advocate for killing and murder.
Only said that there should be
and also
down for people.
Well, then
also,
let's just put. Okay, so we'll take a step back. We'll take a step back. Okay. So we'll take a step back. So we'll just put everybody in jail because of a certain thing,
You can't
right?
attribute to me a position that is not allowed
with things
on
that
the
they're
platform.
things that they're
You can't
things that they're
attribute me a
born
position
with.
that's not allowed on the platform.
Right?
So it's not even
things
fair.
that they're born with. We'll just throw them in jail for them, whether they've committed a crime or not. Let's just arbitrarily decide now to throw people.
If someone is born a psychopathic
you know what you're
murderer,
advocating for? Holy
if someone
shit.
is born a psychopathic murderer,
You
why
can't
is
be
that
born a murderer. You have to fucking murder someone. That's what a murderer is.
So you can't be born a pedo then, can you?
When a pedophile doesn't mean you actually abuse someone.
No,
a pedophile means you have an
pedophile-
attraction towards someone.
But they will outwardly manifest pedophilic
Not all the time. That's the whole point.
But even if they're not touching children, they will manifest pedophilic desires and fantasies.
Isn't it?
No, just because he manifests things.
Alcoholism, right?
Wait, how otherwise would you find out about them?
Alcoholism is not the
Other than the
same
fact
as
that we're
hurting
manifesting
kids.
them in our society in some kind of
Alcoholism
way.
can lead
We
to
should
hurting
not tolerate
families,
this
right?
corruption. Simple as that.
Oh my gosh, no! It's not the same
Alcoholism
thing.
can lead to you know, hurting people around you, right?
But it is not
Not the
that.
same thing.
Okay, I love you,
It's
Lauren.
not
This has
the
been a
same
dramatic waste of
thing.
time.
It is
I'm gonna
not
sleep.
that.
Okay, it's been
We're
fun.
asking
You're gonna
for
leave?
straws to
I have to go to
justify
sleep.
it.
It's fucking 3:30 a.m. here. Okay, it's been fun.
You're
okay?
gonna leave me by myself?
Have a
I am.
good
Good luck,
one.
Stardust. Okay, hey,
Oh
real
my
quick,
God.
Haas, you're short and it shows. Chrissy, you're
the
based.
fuck up.
Lauren, you're
Destiny,
pretty
you're
cool.
5'6". You're
Brittany,
5'6",
you have
Destiny.
3
Hold on,
brain cells
Destiny,
left.
Destiny,
You're
Unironically,
tough
don't
and you're a
fuck.
manlet
Destiny,
and nobody's
You're pretty
Hey,
cool.
Destiny,
Nina,
Destiny.
disagree with a lot of what you say. You're pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Leanne,
yeah.
I don't know anything about you because you're
You're
the
a
same
manlet who
person.
Destiny,
supports
Destiny,
Good luck.
pedophiles.
You're-
Manlet
you're
who
like-
supports pedophilia.
Yeah, Destiny, you're apologizing for pedophilia. I'm gonna see you in person the 15th. Shut the fuck up, you beta ass little bitch.
Where are you seeing
Anyway,
him?
huh?
Where are you seeing
In
Destiny
Dallas,
in
in
person?
person debate.
On
you
what?
Said, oh, you short it shows. Bruh,
Okay,
yeah, we'll see in
I
person.
have
We'll
a
see.
question for Stardust, and she brought this
Yeah.
up. You asked Paz a question about a flat-chested woman with very thin legs. I don't see how a short, flat-chested woman with very thin legs can be compared to a child. That's not the same thing.
Well,
on an
how are we gonna
intellectual scale.
Got a lot
how are we gonna
quieter.
determine who's a pedophile then if they're non-offending?
Ooh, I'm just again back to the woman. To compare a flat-chested woman with thin legs that's short, it's very different than a child.
because
I have
here's
a
the
story.
point.
Hold on.
Physical difference.
I have a story.
Right,
Okay. So when I was in college, I had braces in college. I got them when I was a sophomore, and they made me look a lot younger. And I met a guy on the train. He worked at the Museum of Natural History. We started dating. I was like flattered. He drew this picture of me, this sketch. I was like, oh my God, I have a boyfriend. But I had braces, and I was like, no one's talking to me, but this guy's talking to me. He's a fucking townie. Wow, Connecticut.
Oh no.
And then he calls me after spring break. He's like, "Oh my God, I don't know how to say this, but I got arrested because I had some child pornography on my computer." And I didn't even know what questions to ask. I was 20 years old in college.
Wait, how
and I
old
was like,
is he?
he was like probably 30s, you know? And he didn't tell me how underage. You know what I mean? It could have been 17. It could have been 8. But he was attracted to me because I had braces on because it made me look younger. And this same guy happened to be arrested. Like, they seized his computer. This is in 2005. So they seized his physical computer because of like the sheer amount or whatever. I didn't get into the details, but like,
Damn.
he had I not had braces, he probably wouldn't have been attracted to me. And then that was like a precursor for what this guy was into. So he was kind of like showing his hand early. Was he doing anything wrong by being into me? No, I was 20, but he was showing his hand for his predisposition. So
because there are signs.
Yeah.
So that's why I bring this up because if the majority of pedophiles are non-offending and not going out and seeking children, how are we going to determine who is one so we can throw them
there's
away.
I think we have to put more braces.
Touch children.
More braces on adults. That's how you.
More braces on adults.
Stardust. Why do you think it's an intelligent point to ask? How will you know someone's a pedo until they reveal they're a pedo? Obviously, you're not going to know until you know.
Well, whoa! Thank you for the gifted subs.
Didn't Destiny already ban 14 pedophiles from his Discord? Maybe we can start looking for them there.
I don't know anything about his Discord, my dude.
Oh yeah,
but
you do. We've had this conversation before. You
I
fucking liar.
don't. I used to type it. You know what I do is I like to troll. So I'll go into people's Discords and I'll type I'll type fucking Silvio Berlusconi fanfic.
Right now?
It's John Zherka. It's John Zherka.
Zherka, how did you get here?
What's up, Lauren? What's up? Hey, Lauren.
What?
Incredible. Check this out. Awesome podcast, but you're supposed to let Brittany has history with Destiny. You're supposed to let her go at it with him. You could have done 4,000 viewers, but Chrissy opened her dumb mouth. So did Stardust, and so did fucking Nina.
Excuse me, Chrissy had a based moment with Haz there, and we had 3K.
You look homeless. Why are you talking?
Who are you? Why would you?
I'm glad that somebody understood what I was saying.
Wait a minute.
John,
we had a whole
when
conversation before all this.
Oh no, something happened.
We weren't even discussing.
Wait, John, when are you back in Vancouver?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Something happened. He got.
Who is this guy?
Something happened. He got kicked out accidentally.
Oh sure, Chrissy. I needed to know actually when he's back in Vancouver.
Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Really appreciate it, guys.
Okay, so wait. I
Whoa,
think it's hilarious.
What the fuck, dude? What are you doing? How many times is that? That's 3 times. Dude, stop wasting your money. I'm like a nobody, okay? All right. Sorry.
You know what has this
let me just say this.
like it's like a puppet. Like there's a puppet talking. He's like trying to like make it stop talking.
So here's the thing. We
you.
weren't
That is
even
so
going to
kind
talk
of you.
about all this originally.
Why am I puppet?
We weren't even going to talk about this originally. I think Brittany mentioned something to Destiny, and then Lauren invited him on. But like this is supposed to be all girls just drinking wine together.
Is everyone here against Destiny except Stardust?
I'm sorry. What's going on?
I don't know who the fuck I just met.
Listen, no, I'm gonna be fair. Listen, I'm gonna be fair. Everyone here except Stardust is kind of saying correct things, but I feel like Brittany has delivered it in the most simple, concise, correct way, and no one's really given her props or credit for it.
Haz, are you in love with
Haz
Brittany?
is just.
Wait, shut up, everyone.
Mad at me.
Shut up, everyone. Haz, are you in love with Brittany?
Kiss.
I mean, like, what if I was,
Yeah, I want to know.
I might be.
Brittany, how do you feel?
You guys are in the same
The
city.
sarcastic stuff.
Listen. All I gotta say, Brittany has the most beautiful hair I've ever seen on Twitch.
Whoa.
How cute.
And ask how many people I said that about.
And you know what's so cute? You're both from 4chan.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Come on, man. What the fuck is
Okay. Brittany, how do you feel about this?
Full disclosure.
I more appreciate the props for the good points I make as opposed to my physical appearance. But thank you for both compliments.
Oh yeah, she's a
Shut the fuck up. Man.
Thank you, NZ Blade.
No, she's right.
Is she a libtard?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Oh.
Wow, now kiss.
So
I like how you put them together, Chrissy. That was a good move.
Are you the only
You're doing a good
here?
job, Queen.
I don't know. Am I?
Where are liberal women?
Listen, I don't know what Brittany's political views are, but she sounds like she's based on common sense. She sounds based,
Wow.
Is that correct?
We're seeing a relationship develop live.
Yeah,
on
more based on common
Brittany,
sense.
do you think women should be in the kitchen and shit?
I think men should go to war and like.
Based. No, based.
That's
based.
awesome. Wow.
Based.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait, Brittany, you support a draft?
Now, hold on. Hey, woman. I mean, Ashton, hang on.
Thank you,
Brittany,
Train
now,
Rex. That is so kind of you.
Don't you feel like this man
Oh my
Oz would
goodness.
go to war for you? You don't feel that? Yeah, you feel
I don't support war, so I don't think we should be involved in international
I don't think
affairs.
war is optional. I don't think it's like necessarily an optional thing. It's kind of like if somebody like hits you in the face first, you don't really have a choice in defending yourself. I'm not like pro war, but like you should defend yourself.
You should have
But why are we in the Middle East?
And honestly, listen, Brittany, the reason I came on
Why are we
here,
in the Middle East supporting
hold on.
Israel? What
Honest
is Israel
to
ever
God,
do for us?
Honest to God, I saw Destiny
Probably
talk
money.
bad to you.
Thank you,
And I really
Nizer.
felt like I had to go to war for you. Because listen, Brittany, I've defeated Destiny dozens of times. I slapped this guy around. So I need to put him
Is this
in his
true,
place.
chat?
Yeah.
No.
What do you
This
mean,
chat
like in
not gonna admit it.
debates? Like, are you
Everyone else
talking about
knows
in
it, you know?
person or in debate?
Look, Haas is
Listen.
really doing his performative thing. Both Haas
Yo,
says
Stardust,
it's
stop
true
being- hey,
because I
Stardust,
told him to fuck off
Stardust,
one
nobody
time.
asked you
And I'll
that.
tell you guys
Stardust,
again,
Stardust,
go fuck
nobody asked you
yourself.
that.
Nobody
Go,
cares,
go. Why don't you guys
Stardust,
go
tell
into
us,
your room
tell us.
and put your
Hey,
dick in your
Stardust,
hand
we'll
and
give you
jerk it,
attention
okay?
after.
Because that's
We'll
all
give
you're
you
gonna get
attention
here.
after.
Whoa, what the
Relax.
fuck?
We'll give you attention
Content.
after. Let him meet Brittany. Why you doing that? shit?
Listen, I go on political Twitch. Obviously, Laura Southern, she's very lovely, but I have to say, like, I only noticed Brittany, honestly.
Wow.
I wasn't gonna come on otherwise. I'm gonna be real.
Now, are you saying? Hold on. So,
Wow.
what makes Brittany different from the average girl?
Because she's articulate, concise.
I don't know. I feel like
she's got the hard hitting points, simple, common sense based points.
Right.
She doesn't beat around the bush. She doesn't dilly dally or fucking make excuses.
Also,
or going to detours and shit. And also, she has the energy of a warrior to me.
Whoa, a warrior?
That's
Like
probably one of the nicest compliments I've ever gotten.
You're a
Warrior spirit.
Wow.
Okay, but
No,
are you guys
love.
gonna date
Is that
now?
like a masculine spirit?
No, it's like bro, you don't get it, man.
Like, are you saying? Hold on, are you saying Brittany is gonna like? Is she gonna make you pies and stuff?
It means
Is she gonna cook you
shut the fuck
pies?
up.
Is she gonna
Shut the fuck up, bro?
Look at your big strong hands.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Listen, it means I'm a dude always beefing, always at war with people and shit, always all this stuff. And Brittany, I feel like she's the same way. She's just always in the heat.
Wait, Brittany, how tall is
No,
you?
I think she's just wars with pedos and pedo sympathizers.
Yeah, but
I
guess
really
what?
do. And I
But
think
the way
that
she takes on Destiny, we're on the same frequency. Trust me.
Wow.
wow.
And you know what's funny is like, Brittany, how tall is you?
5'7".
You guys are perfect. What the fuck?
All right.
That's crazy.
This
So-
is getting weird.
Wow,
And
they're
you know
gonna
what's-
get married on
And you know what's
stream.
crazy is like, I'll be invited to the wedding too because I'm also a racist.
Bro.
I just gotta say,
I'm kidding, bro.
Hey,
You
tell
could
them I'm
ask Haas
joking.
how
Tell
many
them I'm
holes
joking,
a
bro.
woman has.
I'm joking.
So,
Ron,
so
tell that
I
woman
don't know
I'm
if you know
joking.
about that.
She's
So,
joking.
I don't know if you know
She's
about
joking.
that. Not know
He's
about the
joking.
female.
Oh my
Not
God, shut the fuck
know
up.
anatomy.
Yeah, you're not invited to the wedding, guys.
No,
That's okay. I don't
wanna go to your
need
wedding
to be
because you and
invited.
Brittany, you guys look like
I don't know
you
if
just
I'm
sit
invited
in
to
a
this
dark
wedding.
room together.
What?
You and Brittany look like you'd sit in a dark room together. Like you look like a weird couple. You know what I mean?
Is this the first time you guys are meeting, or like, are you guys good
Huh?
friends?
We've known Brittany for years.
Yeah.
We've
Okay.
been watching
Yeah.
Brittany for years. Like,
We're both
I watched her debate this guy named Destiny. That shit was crazy. Like 2016.
we're both big fans, but I'm the bigger fan.
I don't know what she's known about, but all I know is she holds her own against.
Damn.
Yeah.
This really is the simp cast now.
Now-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
Lauren, it is,
has.
it is. Because you don't understand, Lauren. Nobody goes up against Steven. Steven's a whole 5'8".
I debate
Well,
Steven
the
all
last
the
time
time.
he
What are
ran
you
for
fucking
me-
talking about?
You don't understand.
Okay, hold on.
Nobody
Hold on.
debates
Brittany.
Steven. Like,
Brittany, are you gonna date?
Lauren,
Are you gonna date
Lauren.
him?
Lauren, I swear you're very lovely, but you are taken, are you not?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's what
Wait,
Zherka.
We were
Zherka
talking
would-
about debating Steven.
why
What are you talking
It's not
about?
a dating show. I don't want a girl. I want to talk about politics. Stardust, give us your dumb libtard take.
Dumb libtard take on what?
Stardust, tell us why you think tell us why you think men and women are equal of strength.
I don't think they're equal of strength.
Oh wow, you're sexist. Oh my god.
Well, I don't know. I don't understand Stardust. Why do you feel the need to go soft on the pedos?
Why do you feel the need to go hard on child molestation victims?
Because it's the biggest violation of
What?
humanity,
Hold on.
and it corrupts and destroys our
People-
society. If we allow pedos
children
to
who
prosper,
haven't
our society
children
will
who,
collapse.
I'm sorry. Children who haven't offended, children who were molested themselves.
You didn't say children who haven't offended. You prefaced it as adults who were touched
I didn't
and
preface
are
it
now.
as adults.
Let
I
her
didn't
go, let her go.
specify.
To be a predator and to be a pedophile, they would need to be 18
Brittany,
plus.
let her
I
go.
think,
According to
Brittany,
touch
let her-
children.
I think a
So there
predator
you
is
go.
different. I think a predator is different
all
from.
pedophiles are predators.
I think a predator is very different from somebody who is working on not offending.
Wait, can I ask you
No,
something?
if you
Stardust?
inherently want
Wait, let me
if
ask
you
Stardust
inherently
something.
want to hurt something, that is something that cannot defend itself, such as a child, you are a predator. If you wanted to touch a child, you are a predator. You want to inherently harm
Do you
them.
think
That's
that
going
there?
to
Do you
harm
think that?
them
Do you think that
to a
do you
significant
think that
degree.
do you think that a heterosexual man who is attracted to a woman is the same as a man who's a rapist? Do you think that they're the same?
Stardust,
I'm really tired of these false equivalencies. I gave it to you.
I can't hear anyone talk because of that guy.
Brittany, let the man talk. Let the man talk, please. Okay, Stardust, my question, I love asking you libs this. Careful, it's a doozy, right? Okay, let's say there's a pedophile who doesn't act on his urges. We know he doesn't act on his urges. Would you let him babysit your kids?
Hell no.
No, probably not.
Why not?
Probably not, Stardust. So like if you're like out of the, if you're out of a babysitter, you'd be like,
let her go full lib on us.
These probablys, like, why can't they just say their opinion? What is with that? Like, just if you're gonna have an extreme opinion, have it against pedophiles.
Wait a minute. Okay, again, I don't agree with your saying that that's a false equivalency because people who rape. I mean, like, are they I want to know, are they the same? I don't think that a rapist is the same as somebody who's attracted to somebody. What? Secondly, if it's somebody who we know, excuse me.
I'm addressing your point.
Excuse me.
And then you can continue your point. You could
excuse me.
No, you're not going to.
No, I'm not going to
dogpile your points on me. I'm going to address each one as you go.
Give you. No, I'm sorry. This is not happening.
So you're going to
not
happen.
Point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't interrupt me. You can't bully me into this. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
It's not bullying. I'm addressing your first point, and then you can proceed
there's something
to your second
different
point.
between somebody who's a rapist and somebody who's
Okay,
attracted
so I'm
to
not
a
gonna
woman
answer
and
then,
watches
'cause we're at
her.
10
It
points.
doesn't offend her.
Stardust, what you're saying the dumb shit that because being a victim is potentially a cause of being a pedophile, then that means that they can be treated as the same thing, but they're not. If you're a victim, you may not inevitably be a pedophile. And if
I agree with you.
If you do become a pedophile, then the way society is going to treat you for being a pedo is not because
I don't even get to answer the question that I was asked.
It's not because you were a victim. It was because you're a pedo.
Yeah, you'd have to start that thinking as soon as you group it up with the others that were traumatized but didn't turn into pedos.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear anything that he
You're
just said.
getting dominated, don't worry.
Wait, actually, we haven't heard from Leanne
I would love
yet.
to
I wanna
answer
hear
the
some
question. So to answer your thing that I
wait,
called a false
wait.
equivalence,
Has
the
Zherka,
question that I
guys,
got
this is
asked,
important. I
so.
need to understand how to
you
tell
asked me a
when
question I
people
want to answer, you
donate.
wouldn't let me.
Yo, let Brittany talk. Let Brittany talk.
How do I know?
So the
when
reason I
people
want to
donate?
Wait,
Just let her talk.
Leanne,
real
what's
quick.
your thoughts on this? We haven't heard
I don't
anything
know.
from
I only
Leanne.
had one thought that fucking teachers are now trying to make maps fine and, look at them as humans and they have their own fucking flag. No. Sorry,
Maps?
no.
You mean
Gross.
like
No.
geography maps?
It's not. Yeah, no. Like,
Oh my God, you know what a
minor
map is. There's
attracted.
no way.
You literally have a teacher going viral defending them. Like,
Yeah,
well,
it's
they're
being
just people.
normalized.
No, they're fucking pervs. They're
No, I
pedos.
think that's disgusting.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
It's gross. No.
I think that.
Or is
there
it
should be-
probably disgusting?
They're trying to make
Yeah,
it not. They're
probably.
trying
I
to make
mean-
it mainstream, and now people are like, "Oh, well, yeah, they are." No, they're not. They're gross.
I don't think
They're
I don't-
pedophiles.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think we need to normalize it.
They're
But I
not
think
in
we
with the
can,
LGBT. Don't fucking be using them.
Yeah, of
They're trying
course.
to wiggle their way in. No.
I think that we can.
they got enough problems. They don't need fucking child molesters on there too. I think they're good. They got their own shit to
Sympathizing
worry
with them
about.
does
I have a
normalize it. But to
question.
answer the question of what you asked, which is why I wanted to answer it, and then you can go on to your other questions, your other points. That's perfectly fine. So I don't think that a man that is attracted to a woman is automatically a rapist. The difference is rape isn't just an attraction, it's a violation, and there's a lack of consent there. So if somebody wants to harm somebody else and violate them and they have that mindset, yeah, they basically are a rapist. They have the mindset of a rapist. So
Okay.
yes.
If a pedophile is attracted to children but doesn't want to harm them and chooses not to harm them, are they a predator?
Yes.
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 How?
But how will we know that
Because
they
they
were
want to
unless
harm
they did
children.
something?
They
So
don't
would
want
have
to harm
just
children.
But they
They
do.
choose
They're
not to harm
attracted.
children.
They're
Here,
attracted
I'll
to
say
them.
it
They
like
Is
this.
being
want to
attracted
harm
to somebody
them.
the same as
Hold on,
wanting to harm them?
Stardust.
When they
So
can't
Stardust,
consent, yes.
So hold on,
Okay,
Stardust.
so when a
bring
woman
Dylan
can't
Burns in?
consent
Let
to
me
you,
ask you one
doesn't
thing.
consent to you,
Stardust,
If you want to
Stardust,
fuck
let
me,
me
I
ask
think
you
we
one
should
thing.
be going around and
you know I'm
talking
making
about
a
it.
good
I think you
point
should
now,
keep that
and
shit
that's
to
why
Stardust, let me
you
ask
felt
you
like
one
you're
thing.
interrupting me.
because I
Stardust,
don't know.
So
Stardust, let me
again,
ask you.
just because somebody's
Stardust, if
attracted
I'm
to somebody,
hold
does
on,
that
hold on.
mean that
It's
they
not
are a
Yeah, I'm
somebody's a
predator?
answering you.
child.
And
I'm yo, Stardust,
right,
I'm
a
answering you.
child, but
Stardust,
again,
you know what you're
somebody
saying.
Can't consent.
just because somebody's
Oh my God,
attracted to
Lord.
somebody doesn't mean
So
that
Stardust,
they
Stardust,
want
one
to
thing,
It's a
hurt them.
child, and they cannot
Stardust, if
consent.
I'm
What is
addicted,
hard to
if I'm
understand?
A person can be attracted.
It's not a person. It is a child.
Okay, I'm not talking
And
about the child.
it
I'm
is
talking
a
about the other
prepubescent
person in the
child.
equation. The pedophile can be attracted to the child while choosing not to
Wait, are you
hurt
We
paying
them.
to
understand
send
that. We don't give a
messages?
So
shit.
Stardust.
They're predators. They're
Leftist teachers
pedophiles.
all
If you
need
want
to
to harm
be
a child,
fired, says
you're a
Kobe.
predator.
Did you donate?
So Stardust.
How
In
does
every
this work?
crime, I know you don't know anything about like what you're talking about. In every crime,
Shoot.
I'm a
There's-
rape victim. I do
there's-
know.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm not talking
thank
about
you.
that. In every crime, there's an actus reus, which is the act, and there's a mens reus, which is the state of mind, the mentality. And mens reus actually matters a lot. The intention and the state of mind matters a lot. It's just the only reason you don't get prosecuted on mens reus is we're
Wait.
not mind readers. And you usually
you donate
discover the evil
$100?
So you're
intention.
pro
You usually
crime
discover evil intentions through actions. So you can't say people have all these disgusting evil intentions, but they will never act upon them.
Yeah.
When you discover those intentions and that evil mens rea that they have, it is our responsibility to have a preventative stance toward them.
Or to simplify
Okay,
for a
so
liberal
all
mind.
men
Hold on,
want to
Stardust,
hurt women
Stardust,
because
it'll
they're
be
attracted
easier.
to them.
I'll-
They're
I'll
all men are
simplify-
rapists then.
Stardust, I'll simplify.
No,
for the-
I
hold on,
clarified
hold on,
that
hold
point
on.
actually. If
I
they
mean,
want to
it's
harm
not
the woman,
clarified.
yes,
It's
they
not
are.
clarified. You
It
haven't
is
done that.
clarified.
Whoa.
You
It
haven't
is
done that
clarified
adequately.
because
Hey,
I
guys,
Stardust,
actually
I
did
will
do
say-
it.
Stardust.
Because if a
4
person
a.m.
wants
Listen,
to
to the level,
touch a
but
woman
please,
against her
please,
consent,
please.
that
I'm
is
gonna-
rape.
I'm
It
gonna
is
eat,
completely
you know,
different than a
quickly,
woman who
quickly,
is
quickly.
just
Yeah.
consenting.
Lauren, I'm gonna
So
head
when you're
out.
saying contraction, you're implying,
love
oh, it's a
you.
woman that would
Wait,
consent.
who's
to
heading
it.
I love you too.
Who's heading
Nobody.
out?
Yeah.
Nobody.
If you want to
Stardust.
follow me, I am known
Here's the-
as Ashton. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Ashton,
I
I
am
love
noted-
you.
I love you too. I'm known as
Hi,
Ashton
Ashton.
Birdie and the Ashton Blaze on Twitter. Brittany, you keep just smashing it. You're fucking amazing. I just want to say this: pedos and people who hurt children have no place on earth. Thank you very much.
I love you, Ashton.
face.
Have a good one.
I agree with
Love
that.
you too. Mwah.
Night,
People who
Ashley.
hurt
Hi, guys.
children
Stardust, bye.
should be punished.
Stardust.
It's so easy to say. Why can't they just fucking say that? Like, how is that so hard
I've
to say?
said
It should
that
be the
plenty of
easiest thing
times.
to say
People
in the
who
world.
hurt children
because of
should
her
not
child.
be allowed, to be with the general public. Sure, but
Stardust,
people
But when
Here's
people
the-
want to
here's the
hurt
problem.
children, they still are normalizing
when
it, and that's
people
still
want to
hurting
fuck
children.
women, should they be sequestered away from society?
Women can consent to sex because they are
I mean, not if they don't
able-bodied
know about
adults.
it.
Right, and if they can't consent, if they don't, then it's rape. So if you're asking if somebody wants to rape a woman, if someone
What's the
has
difference
to,
between somebody
it's-
looking at somebody and raping them?
the difference is if somebody looks at a
Someone
woman and they
sticking their
say,
dick
I
in
want to
you.
fuck her against her will, then it is rape. If somebody looks at a child and says they want to fuck them, period, we call that pedophilia because children cannot consent. There's no thought process
Yes,
manner. A child cannot have a
children
romantic
cannot consent.
relationship.
I agree with you, and it's unethical and it's wrong in every measure of everything that we know when people try to do things like that. However,
But when you
I think
sympathize,
that
it normalizes it, and
I
it
don't
enables
sympathize.
them.
When I say that somebody, just because somebody is attracted to something doesn't mean that they are going to offend on it, right? It's the same thing with rape, right? Just because
And if
somebody's
somebody wants to
attracted
rape
to a
someone,
woman-
it doesn't matter. They're still a rapist mentally, and it's still
okay.
wrong.
How about
So I don't
people
understand
who
the
are
point you're making.
who are into rape fantasies or whatever?
If you're consenting
Oh,
to it, then
Lord.
that's different.
Oh, how about a dragon?
I don't think anyone's fucking me with their eyes when they're looking at me. They're gonna fuck me with their dick.
But again, if somebody's into rape
It's going full
fantasies
lift, bro.
and the
Come
other
back.
person
Then
is
you're
not
telling
into
them
rape
to.
fantasies, what is the difference between them
Okay,
looking
Stardust,
at that
it doesn't
person
make
and
sense.
raping
You
them?
know why you don't make sense, Stardust? You said that,
So
as long as they
looking,
don't
not
want to harm
fucking.
the child, it's okay. Then why don't you let the pedo
I live in
babysit
Grange
your
House.
kids if he's not going to harm the child?
Because
Why?
I don't want to put that type of I don't think
Oh,
they would
poor
like that.
rapist. Poor
First off-
child
No,
rapist.
why
Oh, I
don't
know.
you
No,
want
no.
this?
I don't
deserves
want
some
to
Stardust,
put that
sympathy.
type
Stardust,
of.
you said if they're not going to harm the child, it's fine. Hey, if it doesn't harm anyone, you can fuck your mom. You libs are fucked up. Listen,
I
if
never
it
said
doesn't harm,
that.
if it doesn't
Why are you
harm no one,
strawmanning
would
me
you
now?
let the pedo babysit
You
your
come
child?
up to all these conclusions about
or
me
why
when
not?
I
No,
disagree
your
with
meta
like
ethics is
majority
cringy
of the
as
left
fuck.
on a lot of things. So I don't appreciate that.
Tell us again why you wouldn't let the pedo who's not gonna harm a child. Why can't he babysit your kids? Why did you object
There's
to it?
probably somebody who's better for the job than somebody
Okay,
who's
let's say you
attracted
can't
to
find
children.
someone. It's the perfect scenario. It's just him. Would you let him?
Probably not. No.
I mean, we got like pedo sympathizers that are teaching children.
Why
now.
not?
They're
Why not,
defending it
though?
everywhere.
Because
So I
I
mean,
don't think that's a good precedent to like. I don't know. I don't think it's fair to my child to put them in that situation. And I think
And
that
what about
it
the rest
would-
of the population?
Yeah, why is
The
it
rest
just
of the
different for your
population, if
child?
this
Why is your
person-
child different from the population child?
if this person is making the choice to not interact with children, then I feel like that should be that should be fine. If they're going and seeking help from doctors and they're choosing to not interact with any children, I think that should be fine.
So you would
Right?
let them babysit? If
Hey
they're
guys,
seeing
I have a
welcome?
really important point to make. Chrissy has been staying up late to keep this all hosted on her computer. So if we want to continue, we have to move it to my Discord.
well, I have to get off anyway. I got to wake up like at 9.
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. here. I think I'm
I
gonna
actually
hop
have
off then.
to get off too because I have to interview somebody tomorrow. But
All right, I'm drunk as heck, so I should probably
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Thank you for hosting this, Lauren.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. It was
Yeah.
really
Because
nice
Destiny
meeting
ran away
you.
from me last time, so I really
No, believe
appreciate
me.
the second chance. When he ran away from me, when Lieutenant
Brittany,
Corvus was on
he's
stream,
got a
yeah.
message for you.
Hey, Lauren, it
Thank
was
you
really
for
nice to
having
meet
me
you,
on.
man.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a pleasure,
Right, well,
Nita.
what?
Thanks for coming on. We had a lit stream.
Sure.
Holy, we got a lot
Yeah,
of
that was
viewers.
crazy.